is, in my mind, a must sweep. 2 out of 3 is probably not going to do it in terms of getting the 1 seed. So this is a must sweep. This is like a playoff game for the Crawdads. They almost certainly have to win this game if they want any chance of getting the 1 seed, especially because you lose a home game to them, you haven't shown the ability to win on the road yet. So this game specifically, this is a must win and a can't lose. Yeah, because the Packers' magic number is 4, so 2 wins by the Packers, they get the 1 seed. So this is a really, really crucial game and series. But you'd rather be in this position than not. Meaningful baseball late in July, it's what you want, and this is what we're getting today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And another thing, too, is this is the first game without Ryan Brome. He is no longer on the squad. He recently committed to Southeastern Louisiana University. And look, the Crawdads are going to have to move forward without one of their better players, but this is how the lineup shakes out without him. You got Ryan Ellis in the leadoff spot, followed by Brian Duroff, Matt King, Joey Donnelly, Tyson Pointer, Max Farfan, Nico Aspilcueta, Nico Button, and Griffin Harrison. And so what I see from this lineup, first without Brome, is Brome usually hits in that third spot. Looks like Brand Cummings decided to put Matt King up into that third spot, who normally hits cleanup. Donnelly normally hits fifth. He's moved up into the cleanup spot. Pointer usually hits sixth. He's moved on to fifth. So everyone's kind of got shift up a little bit. And then another thing that I noticed, too, is at first base, instead of Brome, Nico Aspilcueta. This is a kid who was a redshirt freshman at St. Mary's last year. A little bit of a two-way, can hit and can pitch. He pitched a couple innings, only had one at-bat hitting with the Gales, but it's going to be an interesting addition. And, I mean, obviously you have a hole at first base, and Brant wants to see what Aspilcueta can do for him today. But, yeah, I mean, beside what I said, what else do you see from this lineup?
Well, I see exactly what you just saw, that Nico as Pilqueta is playing first base, and that's some place that Joey Donnelly has really struggled, and Joey Donnelly is in left field today. So he's also kind of struggled in left field. Sometimes those angles aren't as crisp, and the routes are not as refined as you would like them to be. But this is a test for Joey. He needs to find a place to play, because there are so many spots in this lineup that just positional versatility is really important, and you need his bat in the lineup on the season. He's batting .345 with a .481 on base percentage. He's been, behind Ryan Ellis, probably the Crawdads' second most consistent hitter.
Yeah, I mean, he's struggled in the field a little bit, especially at first base. But like you said, that bat is too good to take out a lineup. That speed is too good to take out a lineup. He leads not only the team, but the CCL North in steals with 18, I believe. And so, yeah, a little unexpected, but he takes his opportunities when he can. Another thing I noticed, Casey Cummings, again, not in the lineup, but Brian Duroff hitting in that second spot. He's been there the last few games, and he's been hitting really well there. So that's another thing, too. But, yeah, I mean, look, overall, 1 through 9, still a very strong lineup. And speaking of strong lineups, let's just talk about the Healdsburg Prune Packers. So you've got Robbie Hamchuk leadoff, followed by Damian Bravo, Hunter Durow, Connor Sharpio, Ivan Brettauer. You got Cameron Nickens, Payne Schultz, and Kimball Schuessler with Travis Sanders at shortstop and hitting ninth. And so a couple things here. Ivan Brettauer, this is a kid that was at ASU, didn't play a whole lot, transferred to UC Santa Barbara, hit 13 bombs with the Gauchos, pretty good player in the Big West. He went to the Cape Cod, played with the Whitecaps there, struggled a little bit, but he's come to CCL now to play with Gomes, and look, he's been hot in 20 at-bats. He's got 5 bombs in CCL play, and so obviously a very potent bat, hitting 5th in this lineup. Another thing, too, Travis Sanders, you look at it, Kyle Russell was the starting shortstop for the Prune Packers for most of the season, kid out of Washington State, and now Sanders, look, he got drafted out of high school, 14th round pick by the Red Sox, and he's a shortstop at Texas Tech, that is, but struggled a little bit so far in the CCL, hitting under 200, but I mean, beside that, the lineup obviously is very strong, put up 30 runs against Solano a few days ago. What do you see from the Prune Packers lineup?
Well, I think we have to start with Ivan Tower. Yeah, 5 homers, 23 plate appearances. So in the Cape Cod League, he went 2 for 20 with 11 strikeouts. So against the top college pitching talent, he really struggled, and that's kind of the one limit in his game where you worry about him is the strikeouts. Obviously, the rest of his game, he had a 900 OPS at UCSB. He was awesome for them, a Gaucho legend, as Carson would say. But at UCSB, he had a 26.7% strikeout rate, which is really high, especially for UCSB. But I mean, here he has been elite against the CCL play. So it'll be really interesting to see him hit. And I mean, one other player, Connor Sharpio, he has been probably hurts me to say this, but probably even better than Ryan Ellis. He might not have enough bats, but he could very well be the CCL hitter of the year. He only has 82 plate appearances, but in those he's hitting 446 with the 561 on base percentage and a 1.223 OPS. He doesn't strike out. 16 walks to 6 strikeouts, 3 bombs. He is their most dangerous hitter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And when we talk about these dangerous lineups, I think that's a perfect segue into talking about the pitching matchup that we'll have here today. Antoine Valerio versus Chris Stamos. Let's talk about Valerio first. He pitched for the first time in over a month with the Crawdads. That was earlier this past week against the Mudcats. And I was at that game. He looked solid. Through 3 innings, he was clean. It was just that 4th inning roughed him up a little bit. Still 3 2/3, 2 earned innings. Like we talked about now, as long as you can just avoid those crooked numbers, this lineup's good enough to try to help you out there. And, he was able to do that against the Mudcats. But, I mean, like I said, hadn't pitched in over a month, so looked decent in his first outing, granted against, a lower-end team in the CCL North. But, I mean, beside that, looked pretty solid. 5 strikeouts in those 3 2/3 innings. So what do you see and also the recent Cal State Monterey Bay commit? So congratulations to Antoine on that. But, yeah, what do you see for Mr. Valerio today?
Well, for Antoine Valerio, so far, now we've only seen him for 6 2/3, but for those 6 2/3, he's looked pretty good. Again, it is maybe against lesser competition, playing the Anchors and the Mudcats, but he has been good. We've seen his changeup be really effective. He throws strikes, 7 strikeouts to 2 walks. So we've seen him be pretty good so far. But this Healdsburg lineup, this is another test, and I do, again, like a lot of these pitchers, I do sometimes worry about the walks, because he had 0 walks first time he pitched. The second time he pitched, he had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Now that's not a lot of walks, but against this lineup, even only a few walks can really hurt.
Yeah, and I think We like what we've seen from Valerio so far, but he's a little bit of an unproven commodity. Whereas on the other side, Christopher Stamos is about as known of a commodity as you could find. One of the best pitchers in the CCL. He's pitched at least 4 innings in 4 of his 5 appearances. He's got 3 wins on the season. Hasn't allowed an earned run in CCL play. Had a pretty good outing a couple times against the Crawdads. 3 innings and 4 innings, respectively. And look, I mean, he's got some nice strikeout numbers too. On July 6th against the Crawdads, won 4 innings, 8 Ks, so nice 18 K per nine there. But yeah, look, he's a really good pitcher, very experienced out of Cal, and I mean, I'm sure he's gonna have a pretty good game today because he's just that good of a pitcher. But what do you see from Stamos today?
Well, against the Crawdads, he has 7 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 2 walks. Uh, yes, he is really good. He has dominated the Crawdads both times he's been out there, and I expect him. And based on that, I expect him to possibly dominate the Crawdads once again. Um, yeah, he might be the best pitcher in the CCL. He still hasn't let up an earned run in 19 innings, and he doesn't walk people. Only 4 walks, walked a batter each time against the Crawdads, but no more than 1 walk each of his 5 outings. Um, uh, on base percentage against 213, slugging percentage against 197. Um, this guy doesn't let up base runners, doesn't let up extra base hits, only 2 doubles. Those are the only extra base hits on the season he's allowed, so it is just really hard to string hits together and hit for power, which makes for a a very good pitcher in Chris Stamos. He's also 23 years old, so I mean, in some ways he should be this good.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this is the first game of a 3-game series between the two best teams, not in just the CCL North, but probably the entire CCL as a whole. And I think both managers realize we got to throw our best guys out there, right? And obviously, Stamos is that for the Prune Packers, and I think we expect Valerio to be one of the better arms for the Crawdads in this last week or so of the season. But yeah, I mean, look, this should be a fun game. You got any final thoughts?
Must win for the Crawdads. Must win, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Obviously, want that 1 seed so that you don't have to play in the 2 versus 3 game, and you can get a home game versus the winner of that. But should be interesting. I mean, look, at the very least, if you win this game, hey, you guarantee yourself that second spot. That's nice. You get to host a 3 seed, which will likely be the Lincoln Potters. And so, yeah, I mean, look, high stakes here. Should be a fun game between the two best teams in the CCL. For my co-host Kobe Siegel, I am Justin DeHaas. Thank you again for listening to the Walnut Creek Crawdads pregame show.
It's a race for first place. The top dogs in the CCL North will battle it out in a 3-game series, coming off their worst losses of the season. The season cannot be won today, but it can be lost. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monte Vista High School. My name is Carson Mercier, joined alongside Austin Oda, bringing you coverage of this 3-game series between the visiting Healdsburg Prune Packers and your Walnut Creek Crawdads. The Prune Packers coming into today, this is their 42nd game, 24-6 overall in the CCL North play. And this is what their lineup looks like. It'll be Robbie Hamchuk leading it off, playing center field. Damian Bravo's in right, batting second. Hunter Durow, the second baseman, bats third. Connor Sharpio is the first baseman. He cleans up. Ivan Bredauer, the gaucho, is playing left field. Cam Nickens does the designated hitting, batting seventh. Peyton Scholes, the third baseman, hits seventh, correction. Kimball Schussler, the catcher, bats eighth, and Travis Sanders, the shortstop, will round it out. They'll be facing Antoine Valerio.
Antoine Valerio just committed to Cal State Monterey Bay just before his last start. He's making his third start of the summer, his fourth overall appearance. No wins, no losses, a 5.23 ERA. He's been good at 10.1 innings, has 11 strikeouts, just 4 walks.
Both these teams are 7-3 in their last 10, and the Walnut Creek Crawdads are 2.5 games back entering this 3-game series. Crawdads 21-8, 23-1 here at home. Right, the center fielder, right-handed hitter Robbie Hamchuk will take the slow walk out to the batter's box, and we're just about ready for baseball at Monte Vista High School. The righty Valerio kicks. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's a fastball that runs in and hits Robbie Hamchuk. So Robbie Hamchuk has a hit by pitch. He's on to lead off the ball game. Your first pitch time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to that old town vibe since the early 1900s. 4:02 is the official start time, and 90 degrees and sunny is the temperature. Pretty beautiful day for some baseball.
Not the way Valerio wanted to get his day started, but now got to get a double play ball as they're going to call time at first. Shall we take a look at the defense?
Joey Donnelly, Griffin Harrison, and Brian Duroff outfield left to right. Max Farfan, Matt King, Ryan Ellis, and the new guy, Nico Azpilcueta, plays first base today with Nico Button behind the plate doing the catching for Antoine Valerio. Antoine Valerio and Nico Button is the battery. Here's Damian Bravo, the right fielder. 331, 4 home runs, and 35 RBIs. Already bats with a runner on first base. First pitch changeup swung on and missed. 0-1. Nice bounce back there from Valerio, who hit Robbie Hamchuk on the very first pitch of the game.
And we know that the big kill pitch for Valerio is that changeup. It's a really, really nice pitch that has the bottom drop out of it.
0-1 with Valerio out of the stretch. Another changeup swung on and missed. Yet again, 0-2.
And he's primary changeup, which I don't think a lot of these guys know. So maybe, past that first time in the lineup or even deeper down the lineup as we go, as the information starts to spread through the dugout, they'll start to anticipate it more, but he'll try to take advantage of that early on.
Valerio set just above the belt. No balls, 2 strikes. Changeup hit into left field. Back goes Joey Donnelly just in front of the warning track. He will reach up and make the catch for the first out here in the first inning. Retreating back to first base is Robbie Hamchuk.
Yeah, it looked like Bravo got all of that pitch, but he just got under it. And a little bit off the end of the bat maybe as well. Still a lot of power. One of the leaders in the CCL in runs batted in, of course, up there with his former Texas Tech teammate Ryan Brome. But still a good-looking swing, and that's a guy you're going to have to watch out for, a good guy to get around early.
Here's the power-hitting second baseman, Hunter Durow. 437, 7 home runs, and 30 runs batted in this summer. Another changeup, another swing and a miss, 0-1.
That thing's beautiful. It's a really, really nice pitch from Antoine. It's his biggest pitch, his out pitch. He's just got to go to it a little less often, I think. Try to keep the hitters off balance.
Nice lead off first for Hamchuk. He's not going, 0-1. Slider gets away from Nico Button. Advancing to second base is Robbie Hamchuk. He will do so successfully on the wild pitch.
No appeal yet. I'm not sure. I thought he went around. I think Nico needs to appeal that one. And he does. No swing. I think that is incorrect. But hey, there's a reason I'm not down there.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, a runner in scoring position, and 1 out for Hunter Durow. Valerio looking for some revenge against these Healdsburg Prune Packers. Small leadoff second for Hamchuk. 1-1 in the dirt. Good stop by Nico Button. His last time out, Antoine Valerio that is, went 3 innings, gave up 11 earned runs on 10 hits. While he's been good this summer, the Crawdads need him to come up huge. 2 balls, 1 strike, a runner on second base. Here's the pitch to Duro. Inside, 3-1 to Hunter Duro.
I do think that last game that he pitched comes with a little bit of a caveat, and I'll get into that as we continue to play this game.
You were there.
Was there.
Yeah.
Coaching first base.
Wow. That's awesome. 3-1. Changeup pulled on the ground but foul. That'll fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So last year, at about the same time in the year, it was the last game of the season, and the 2 coaches basically decided, okay, we have this game scheduled. We actually had to postpone it from early in the year. And so Brant Cummings and Joey Gomes basically agreed, okay, we'll play 7 innings of baseball today.
Here's the full count pitch. Another changeup swung on and missed. Second out here in the first inning is the first strikeout for Antoine Valerio.
Yeah, great pitch. A 3-2 changeup. Obviously not what you're expecting in that situation. He was way out in front. It's such a stark difference in velocity, but it also has a ton of movement. So he's not just throwing it up there slowly. It dives towards the back foot of a right-handed hitter. It's a really nice pitch.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Connor Sharpio. 443, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. Runner on second base and 2 outs. Curveball misses high, 1-0.
And so going back to that game last year, last game of the summer between these 2 teams, Antoine Valerio was basically told, hey, we just want you to go through some innings, save the bullpen as we head to the playoffs.
1-0. Fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to the first baseman, Sharpio. He made 2 league starts that year, both against the Packers. The first one was actually pretty good. Another game in which he went 3 innings, just 2 earned runs on 5 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. 2-0 to Sharpio. Changeup hit on the ground right at Matt King. He scoops it up. Double clutch, goes to first, and retires the side. The Prune Packers leave a runner on second base with 2 outs. They don't score. We're going to the bottom of the first inning with the Crawdads coming up. No score after half an inning at Monta Vista High School. Crawdads are coming up, and this is the lineup that Brant Cummings has scripted. Leading off, the second baseman, Ryan Ellis. Brian Duroff is the right fielder. He bats second. Batting third is the shortstop, Matt King. Joey Donnelly bats fourth. He's in left field. Tyson Pointer, designated hitting. He bats fifth. Max Farfan bats sixth. He's at the hot corner. The new guy, Nico Azpiloqueta, is at first base. Nico Button does the catching, and Griffin Harrison rounds it out at center field. They'll be facing Chris Stamos.
I mean, he's been perfect this summer. There's no way around it. He's 3-0. An ERA sits at 0.00. In 19 innings, he has struck out 29 batters, just striking out 4. Crawdads struggle against left-handed pitching. I think it would be very beneficial to them to jump onto Stamos early after a shutdown first inning from Antoine Valerio.
So Ryan Ellis will take the long walks to the left-handed batter's box, a big deep breath, stares at the bat, some wiggles, he taps the plate. Stamos is ready. Lefty on lefty matchup to open up the bottom of the first inning. First pitch fastball misses high and tight, 1-0 to Ryan Ellis. 367, 3 homers, and 22 runs batted in. However, he has struggled a little bit in the past, week or so, week and a half. 200 in his last 20 at bats, just 4 for 20. 1-0, slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes. But Ellis, a guy that crushes the Healdsburg Prune Packers, 8 for 16 this year with 2 doubles. Going to need a similar performance to that in this series. 2-0 from Stamos as a fastball popped up just beyond the infield. Second baseman Hunter Duro goes back into shallow center field, is able to reach up and retire Ryan Ellis for the first out here in the first inning. Let's take a look at the Prune Packers defense. It's Ivan Bredauer, Robbie Hamchuk, and Damian Bravo in the outfield from left to right. The infield third to first is Peyton Scholes, Travis Sanders, Hunter Duro, and Connor Sharpio. Kimball Schussler does the catching for Chris Stamos. The right fielder, Brian Duroff, will step in, 283, 4 homers, and 28 runs batted in. First pitch from Stamos is a fastball out straight back into the net, 0-1. Duroff against Healdsburg pitching has not had the same success as Ryan Ellis. 0 for 7, only the 1 strikeout. But he's been a guy that's been getting hot last week, 321. 0-1, changeup popped up. Incoming is Hunter Duro, but it looks like it's the first baseman, Connor Sharpio, moving over towards second base, able to make the catch. A quick out, number 2.
Yeah, if you want to look good against Chris Stamos, I would say 5 pitches through the first 2 batters is not the way to do it. You got to get him deep into counts, get him throwing those off-speed pitches. Because really, I think the fastball is his best pitch. He's got a slider as well, but has a little trouble locating it consistently. So I think if you want to get to Chris Stamos, get to that fastball.
Here's Matt King, the shortstop. Watches the first pitch fastball, crushes it down the left field line, but it hooks foul, 0-1. King, 318, a homer, and 25 runs batted in. Was 1 for 5 a couple of days ago against the Lincoln Potters. And another Crawdad struggling against the Prune Packers. 0 for 14 with 4 strikeouts. 0-1 count. Changeup misses outside. No, it's called a strike. 0-2. So home plate umpire Harvey Maxey gave quite a bit off the outside. Harvey Maxey behind the plate, George Kurland at first, and Robert McGee is the 3-man umpiring crew today. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on in a 0-0 ball game. Here's the 0-2 from Stamos, changeup in the dirt, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. Stamos set on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-2. Slider swung on and missed. Matt King goes swinging for out number 3. And Chris Stamos works a 1-2-3 first inning on just 10 pitches. No score after 1 at Monte Vista High School. Top of the second inning at Monte Vista High School. It'll be Ivan Bradauer, Cam Nickens, and Peyton Scholes to face Antoine Valerio. Valerio back out for his second inning of work. First pitch to Bradauer is a fastball that misses inside. 1-0 to Ivan Bradauer. So Valerio hit Robbie Hamchuk on the first pitch of the game. He advanced to second on a wild pitch, and it didn't matter. This one is tapped on the left sing. Farfan cuts it off, throws to first on the run, and in time to first base. 5-3 putout to open up the second inning.
Yeah, we talked to Max Farfan a lot, and what he always says is, I like playing defense. Defense is more fun than hitting. You like getting guys out more than, hurting guys' feelings at the plate. But that's a really nice play. He knows he has to cut in front of the shortstop because his momentum is taking him to first base, and he does that nice little throw on the run. Really good job by Max.
Here's the designated hitter, Cam Nickens. First pitch swinging, hits it pretty deep center field. Back goes Griffin Harrison onto the track. At the wall, it's gone. Solo home run for Cam Nickens, his 6th of the summer, and the Prune Packers strike first in the second.
With how good Chris Stamos has been this year, it feels like that might be enough, and that's crazy to say, but just a great swing by Nickens. Took the first pitch, hanging fastball, and was able to take it over the center field fence. That one, I almost thought it didn't have the height to get over the wall because it was hit so hard and straight on a line. It looked like Harrison thought it was right at him at first, and then all of a sudden just ran out of room.
So a 1-0 lead for the Healdsburg Prune Packers, and that'll bring up Peyton Scholes, the third baseman. The righty Valerio, long windup, first pitch curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Scholes, the third baseman, 354, 5 homers and 28 RBIs, 4 for 9 against the Crawdads this year. 0-1 curveball ripped down the left field line pretty deep. It's hooking and just foul, 0-2.
Nearly back-to-back jacks by the 6 and 7 spot in the lineup. Valerio got lucky there. He can't hang. He needs to be in the strike zone, but he also can't just throw right down the middle, especially because he's not the hardest thrower.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Valerio kicks, deals, and a fastball hit the other way now, but again, foul. We'll do the 0-2 again. The Packers' offense against the Walnut Creek Crawdads this year, it's been okay. 277. 369 and 387 with the 756 OPS, but if you compare that to their overall year numbers, a little bit lower. Here's the 0-2 from Valerio. Change up, swung on and missed. Button will apply the tag. Second strikeout for Antoine Valerio is the second out in the second.
How about that bounce back? After giving up 2 pretty hard hit foul balls, and after that home run to center field, he's able to bury that changeup in by the back foot. It's a great pitch, great result, and Antoine's able to settle back in.
Bring up Kimball Schuessler, all-time name.
Yeah, it's the name of all time.
First pitch from Valerio is a changeup, cued foul, 0-1. Schuessler has been pretty good on the offensive end this summer. 309, a homer, and 9 runs batted in. 2 for 9 against Crawdads pitching. But back to overall numbers for the Healdsburg Prune Packers: 326, 418, 490, a 908 OPS. That's overall. Here's the 0-1. It's a curveball that misses down and out. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kimball Schuessler.
And so to hold Healdsburg to 150 points under their average OPS, that's massive for these Crawdads.
1-1 from Valerio, fastball. Outer third, called a strike, 1-2.
And especially because you think about it, they're not throwing Jackson Flora, Ryan Reeses, Mickey Thompson every game. You've been throwing Antoine Valerio. You threw Dylan McShane in just a second start.
Here's the 1-2. It's a curveball lined into center field, but pretty much right at Griffin Harrison. He started in, now goes back. He's able to reach out and make the catch for the third out. However, on the Cameron Nickens solo home run, the Healdsburg Prune Packers strike first. They lead 1-0 with the Crawdads looking to respond with Joey Donnelly, Tyson Pointer, and Max Farfan when we come back in the second. Chris Stamos back on the bump with a 1-0 lead in which to work. It was the solo home run by Cameron Nickens in the top of the second inning that put them up. He will look to hold that as he has done all summer. He'll face Joey Donnelly, Tyson Pointer, and Max Farfan. It's a hot three to face coming up in the bottom of the second inning. Donnelly, 337, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in. The lefty-lefty matchup for him here is this first pitch slider at the knees called a strike. It looked like Donnelly wanted to go around, but he held back. It was called a strike anyway by Harvey Maxey. Nothing in one from Chris Stamos, set at the belt. Another slider, this one in the dirt. Check swing. They'll appeal. He did not go. 1 ball and 1 strike to Joey Donnelly. So the Crawdads trail 2.5 games in the race for first place in the CCL North. They trail 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. It's early, but they're going to have to come from behind again. 1-1. Fastball down and out, called a strike. Maybe caught the outer third. 1-2.
Big strike zone from Harvey today. It's really maxing out the strike zone.
Wow.
Get it?
That was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
It was solid.
It's like a 5.
6 or 7. Here's the 1-2. Another slider. This one in the dirt and gets away from the catcher Kimball Schusler. Leaving it up 2-2.
Joey and Chris have faced each other a lot. Not just this summer, but of course in a couple of years of live ABs at Cal. And Joey says he's expecting sliders and curveballs. He's expecting all junk, so he should be ready to hit it.
He's in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Nobody out. In the bottom of the second inning. Here's the 2-2 from the big lefty. Fastball got him. Second strikeout for Chris Stamos. Back-to-back Ks, and there's 1 away in the second.
So he's ready for the slider, but he's not ready for his 90-92 up by the letters as he's really way late on that fastball. That's what Chris Stamos will do to you.
And here's Tyson Pointer, the designated hitter, who is on fire. 257, 7 homers, and 24 runs batted in. Might not, jump off the page at you all that much. Here's the first pitch from Stamos. It's a fastball hit into center field, not too deep. Robbie Hamchuk coming in. He will reach up with 2 hands, and he's able to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down in the second.
Just looks like he got under a little bit. A little off the end of the bat.
Like that approach.
Yeah.
Attack that fastball early. Just missed it. Good swing.
It was a first pitch fastball on the outside. I think if he tries to take that one a little to right field, a little more to right field, waits on it a little more, maybe gets a little more of it.
And here's Max Farfan, another guy that's been on fire. 247, 9 homers, and 31 RBIs. He leads the Crawdads in home runs this summer. First pitch from Stamos is a fastball at the knees, a strike, 0-1.
Big zone from Harvey, but you love it.
No one ever complains about a strike zone too big. Is that what Andy Mack says? 0-1 from Stamos. Slider hit off the hands. It is popped up to second base. Hunter Duro reaches by the belt. He's able to make the catch for the third out. So Chris Stamos has gone 6 up, 6 down through 2. It's 1-0. Prune Packers going to the top of the third. 9-1-2 for the Prune Packers here in the top of the third inning. They lead 1-0 at Monte Vista High School. Little delay as there was a ball out in left field. Joey Donnelly had to go pick up from the track and throw it back in. Now the third base umpire, Robert McGee, will have to go get it as Donnelly's throw was a little bit wide of the Prune Packer dugout. Nonetheless, Travis Sanders, Robbie Hamchuk, and Damian Bravo are due up here to hit in the third inning. Sanders this year, 171, a homer, and 10 runs batted, and 0 for 3 against Crawdad pitching. And back out to work is Antoine Valerio. I think he's been pretty solid today. First pitch to Sanders is a curveball that misses just a little high, 1-0.
Yeah, I like what Antoine's been doing today. He's been in the zone a lot, especially early, and he really hasn't gotten into many deep counts.
1-0, fastball just below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop, Sanders. Valerio now, his next pitch will be the 27th of his outing. 2-0 in the dirt, 3 balls, no strikes. This is really the first time that he's been behind in a count. Second 3-ball count for him. The first, he was able to strike out Hunter Durow in a 3-2 count.
Yeah, he's got to get in the strike zone here. This is not a guy you want to walk.
3-0, fastball right down the middle to even it up at 3-1. The 1 run came from a Cam Nickens home run in the second inning. It was a solo shot, straight away center field on the first pitch of the at-bat. Outside of that, been pretty solid. 3-1, tapped foul outside of third. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 strikeouts on the day for Valerio. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, I don't hate seeing him, kind of guide a couple fastballs into the strike zone after falling behind 3-0. He knows he can attack Sanders. Sanders just hitting 171, like you mentioned.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Change up in the dirt. That is ball 4. Leadoff walk in the third inning will flip the lineup. It's the first walk issued by Antoine Valerio.
Yeah, it kind of feels like with Travis Sanders up, you always hate to walk the leadoff batter, but it feels like specifically with Sanders, who's easily the weak link, maybe the weakest link in these 2 lineups, just in terms of the numbers this year, it's a guy you got to attack.
Sanders is the only guy hitting below 300 on this Prune Packers team. Here's Robbie Hamchuk, who was hit on the foot in the first pitch of the game. He grounds this one to the left side. The shortstop King goes to second. Stretching at second is Ellis, but it's not in time. Sliding in safely to second base is Travis Sanders, and reaching on the fielder's choice is Robbie Hamchuk.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other play that could have been made there. I think, if anything, Farfan's got to cut that ball off in the hole and try to make the play on that one at second base. But now Valerio, a 3-2 walk and a soft fielder's choice. It's not like he's really given up anything hard.
So runners on first and second for Damian Bravo, who flew out to the warning track in left field in the first inning. First pitch to him here, a changeup that misses low, 1-0. So the first jam that Valerio is going to have to try and work out of here. Valerio set. Here's the 1-0. Fastball lined right back up the middle. That's into center field. That's a base hit. Travis Sanders being waved around. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. So the Prune Packers take a 2-0 lead. They've scored in back-to-back innings. Still runners on first and second on the Damian Bravo single.
Yeah, Damian Bravo has killed the Crawdads all summer, and that continues here. Just an RBI knock up the middle. Ryan Ellis, after the play went through him, kind of was hanging his head a little bit. He feels like that's a play he might have been able to lay out for and get a glove on, but let it go into center field, and now Valerio is going to have to work out of the same spot, but here with Durow, who is maybe the most dangerous hitter on this roster.
Still nobody out, top of the third. Durow, who struck out back in the first inning. In a dangerous spot. First pitch, change up, swing and a miss, nothing in one. Back to that change up a couple of times to Durow. He's been swinging through that one so far today. Some action in the Crawdads bullpen. Looks like it's a lefty. Here's the 0-1 from Valerio. Another change up, but this one taken by Durow. 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe it is Sean Fitzmagic out there working in the Crawdad bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike from Valerio. Fastball popped up into right field. Brian Duroff will have it. He reaches up and makes the catch for the first out. No tag from the runner off second base. So a nice out number 1 for Antoine Valerio.
Yeah, that's a big out number 1. When we were talking about it before the game, I said if Valero can give you 3 or 4 innings of 3 or 4 run ball, you feel like you're in a pretty solid spot. And so to be able to keep them at just a run here and get the bats back to your bats, that would be big.
Yeah, the Crawdads pitching has been, pretty solid. That's pretty much what they've done is 5.03 ERA and 34 innings against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. And, they've been able to shut them down for the most part. Valerio with 1 out. We'll have to face Connor Sharpio. First pitch slider misses outside. But, you're never going to complain with 3 innings and, 2, 3 runs, 4 innings, 3 runs. I think that's a very, very successful start, especially against an offense that has kind of, mashed on Antoine Valerio. 1-0. Another changeup. This one hit on the ground, could be 2. Ellis hits under his glove and into right center field. Being waved around is Robbie Hamchuk. He will score without a throw. There's runners on the corners. The E4 makes it 3-0 Prune Packers in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it could have been an inning-ending double play ball. Valerio got the results he wanted. Ellis, it just wasn't close to the ground. It's pretty much as simple as that. His glove was up high, allowed the run to come home, and that's a play that just needs to be made.
So no RBI for Connor Sharpio, but it'll bring up Ivan Bredauer, who's the last guy you want to have come up in this spot. Grounded out into a 5-3 in his last at-bat, but has 8 hits this summer. 5 of them are home runs. First pitch changeup. At the knees is a strike, 0-1. His slugging percentage, 1,150 coming into this game. That's the slugging. 0-1 with runners on the corners and 1 away. Is a slider in the dirt. Good stop by Nico Button. Both runners retreat back to their respected bases. It's 1-1.
Yeah, need a strikeout or another double play ball here. Hopefully one that the Crawdads can turn.
Bredauer, 16 home runs, or correction, 11 home runs as a Gaucho in the spring. 1-1, another changeup swung on and missed. 1 and 2. This guy was awesome to watch. And he kind of does swing like Aaron Judge.
Wait, did you broadcast UC Santa Barbara games this year?
Yeah, quite a few.
Oh, you've never mentioned.
Yeah. Never got to see Sundo in a Prune Packer uniform. Congratulations, drafted by the Mariners. 1-2 gets past Nico Button to the backstop. A 4th run is going to come home to score, and Sharpio's into second base. Kind of off the rails here in the 3rd inning.
Yep. Fielder's choice to with no outs that could have really turned the tide if there is a runner on first and 1 out rather than runners on first and second, no outs. An error that could have ended the inning. You do feel for Antoine Valerio.
Wild pitch moves Connor Sharpio into scoring position. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the very big, very tall right-hander, Ivan Bredauer. His first game against the Walnut Creek Crawdads this summer was a late addition for the Packers. Here's the 2-2 fastball that misses way outside to fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3rd full count already for Antoine Valerio. 2nd of this inning. He's set above the belt. Here's the 3-2. Change up, chopped foul into the Packers dugout. One run in the 2nd, 3 here in the 3rd for Healdsburg, and they're not quite done yet. Only 1 out. Runner on second base is Connor Sharpio. Not being held on second base. Infield, outfield relatively straight up. Here's the 3-2. Fastball hit a ton to left field, but way foul.
Yeah, he cleaned that one out and a half.
We're talking about Duroff hitting one in that direction, way to the left. I think that might have been a little further. Out in front. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Valerio set, first base side of the rubber. Here's the 3-2. Change up, ripped foul. We'll do it again.
Valerio keeps battling. He's staying in the strike zone. He hasn't really been helped by his defense this inning, but he still wants to win the ballgame, still wants to try to come out of this with as little of a deficit as possible.
Next pitch will be the 9th of this at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Valerio set. Here's the pitch. It's a changeup, tapped foul off of Bredauer. Looked like painfully so. Last 6 games for the Prune Packers, they've been on fire. 370, 422, 592. That's their slash, a 1,014 OPS with 12 home runs in the last 6 games. Only striking out 17% of the time. This offense is scary. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and out here in the top of the 3rd. Valerio set. The 10th pitch of the at-bat is a changeup tapped to the left side. King gets the high hop, goes to first, and in time to retire Ivan Bredauer for the 2nd out. However, moving up 90 feet was Connor Sharpio. A good heads-up base running play by Sharpio to move himself up.
Yeah, good big 2nd out. Got to get this one here. Got to keep it at 4. 4-run deficit is nothing the Crawdads haven't seen this summer.
7th batter of the inning to come to the plate is Cameron Nickens. Designated hitter, hit a home run back in the 2nd inning. It was the solo shot that started the scoring for the Prune Packers. Working out of the windup is Valerio. First pitch changeup, check swing. They'll appeal. They'll just say he went around. Nothing in 1.
Pretty pitch on the first pitch. Got to keep it there. Got to stay down, especially on Nickens.
Nothing in 1. Another changeup in the dirt, swung on and missed. A really, really good pitch from Antoine Valerio.
Yeah, I talked to Ryan Brome about this guy. He said, tons of power, swings right down the middle every single time.
Nothing in 2 from Valerio. Fastball fouled right back into the crowd mic. We'll do the 0-2 again.
Yeah, the return of the crowd mic.
Welcome back.
It's taking a beating.
It's really dented. I don't know if you've
It is very dented.
You've looked at it, but it's got its fair share of baseballs. Here's the 0-2 from Valerio. Slider taking strike 3, a big strikeout that ends this top of the 3rd inning. However, the Prune Packers score 3 times on a hit and an error, a walk as well. They leave a runner on 3rd base. Going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, they lead 4-0. Bottom 3 of the Crawdads lineup. Coming up in the bottom of the 3rd inning, they trail 4-0. Chris Stamos, the big lefty, back to work. He's retired the first 6 batters he's faced. First pitch swinging from Nico Azpilicueta, and he fouls it off the catcher Kimball Schussler. 0-1. This is the first game in a Crawdad uniform for Nico Azpilicueta. He played at St. Mary's, one of a few guys that played at St. Mary's this past spring. Was actually a pitcher. Through 2 1/3 inning. Gave up an earned run, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, and only had 1 at-bat in which he struck out. So a little bit of a question mark as to what we're going to get, but stands in on the right side. Looks to have a little bit of hitter's presence.
Big kid.
Yeah.
6'4", 230.
Yeah.
Big dude. should have a little power.
No balls and a strike to Azpilicueta. Another changeup. This one swung on and missed, and quickly ahead is Chris Stamos. It's 0-2.
Chris Stamos, he gets ahead.
It's his third appearance against the Crawdads this summer. He's only allowed 7 hits and 7 innings of work. Changeup, swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Chris Stamos. 7 up, 7 down for Chris Stamos.
Chris Stamos kind of just has the vibe when he steps onto a mound that he's going to throw a perfect game every time.
Yeah, he's
It's
pretty
good.
much Randy Johnson in the CCL. Got to bring up Nico Button, the catcher. 293, no homers, and 11 runs batted in. But he's been a fun guy to watch. 2 for 8 against the Packers this year with a double. Tough lefty-lefty matchup for him here. Fastball tapped on the first base side, but foul, 0-1.
But Nico just competes. He competes in all of his at-bats. Another guy who's seen Stamos a lot in his Cal live ABs.
0-1. Slider outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to think Button got a pretty good scouting report. Caught him. Got to imagine quite a bit. Probably hit against him quite a bit. Stamos will step off the backside of the mound. Looking to agree with his catcher, Schussler. He finally does. He's set. Out of the stretch is a fastball just at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Button almost took one to left center field the last time these two teams played out in Healdsburg. So he swings a good batter. I think his batting average against the Packers this year is a little misleading.
Here's the 1-2. A slider chopped up the middle. Cutting it off is Travis Sanders at the second base bag. Goes to first and retires Nico Button for the second out of the bottom of the third.
Yeah, so Button, who caught 5 days straight at one point.
Yeah.
These are probably not running as well as they usually do.
Yeah, he said 3 days straight and he'd be cooked. But he's done, 5. Here's Griffin Harrison, the center fielder. 338, 3 homers, and 14 runs batted in for the All-Star. First pitch, at the knees, a strike, 0-1. Chris Stamos has gone 8 up, 8 down. Took him 24 pitches to go through the first 2 innings. He's at 25, or 35 rather. This one is fouled off into the catcher's mitt, 0-2.
He's good. Really.
It's a fair assessment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Crawdads want to get to the bullpen. The good news is Stamos is not going to go a full 9.
We don't think. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Stamos' slider swung on and missed. 4th strikeout, 2nd of the inning. Stamos has set down each and every Crawdad hitter to this point. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. 4-0. Packers lead.
Top half of the fourth inning, this call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's the lefty. It's Sean Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yes. The Magic Man. 4-0 win-loss. 1.96 ERA. He's making his 12th appearance of the summer today. A couple of saves. 23 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, just 5 walks, just 14 hits. He's going to have to be the stopper today in a 4-0 ball game.
He'll be facing Peyton Schultz, Kimball Schuessler, Travis Sanders, and he replaces Antoine Valerio. Valerio was solid today. 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk, 3 strikeouts. You know, we can't assume that things would have been different or would have stayed the same or whatever. But what we do know is that there was a double play ball that would have kept that inning at 1 run that Ryan Ellis just didn't make a play on. So, you know, of course, it's a butterfly effect, whatever. I think he was very solid today.
Yeah, he gave you exactly what you wanted and competed, got ahead, and I think he pitched very, very well.
Peyton Schultz, the right-handed hitting third baseman, steps in the batter's box. He's 0 for 1. First pitch from Fitz is a fastball, maybe a little up, a little away as well, 1-0. Schultz struck out on 3 pitches back in the second. Right-handed hitter against the lefty, Sean Fitzpatrick, the 1-0. Lined over the backstop, 1-1. So Fitz has been fantastic this summer.
Yes, he has.
He's been great. I think if Chris Stamos doesn't exist, this guy's probably your CCL pitcher of the year.
I think I agree with you.
1-1. Change up on the outside, 1-2. And he still may be.
Yes, there's got to be the reliever of the year, right? Has to be.
There should be. There
right.
isn't, but there should be.
It'd be
It would be Sean Fitzpatrick.
It'd be Sean's award to win.
The 1-2. Up and away with the fastball, 2-2. We saw him get up to 90 miles an hour with the fastball the other day.
Hey, and we also saw him working pretty deep against the Potters, both of his last 2 outings. The first one went 4 innings. The last one, back on the 21st, went 3 innings.
2-2. Hit high and deep to center field. Harrison going back at the warning track. He's going to make the catch chest high for the first out. Ball died out in center field a little bit. Didn't have that same carry to the Cam Nickens home run and a big out number 1.
Yeah, that had very similar feels to the Cameron Nickens home run. Just straight away center field, a pretty good swing. Got the heart stopping a little bit. You thought for a second might be off the wall or gone. But having Griffin Harrison out there making a good jump on it and is able to make the catch just in front of the warning track.
Here's Kimball Schuessler, who's 0 for 1. Flew out to Griffin Harrison in his first at bat. First pitch to him here is a slider on the outside, called the strike, 0-1.
Love that. That backdoor slider. Oh.
No ball is a strike and an out. 4-0, the Crawdads trail, top of the 4th. The 0-1. High chopper to the left side. Max Farfan will cut it off, field the low hop, throw it over to first, and it's past the diving Aspilcueta and into right field. It's going to be an error for Max Farfan as Kimball Schuessler moves up to second, and that's a play that's just got to be made.
That's a tough one, a really, really tough one because it's that high chopper, and Farfan has to go a long way to pick that one. Picks it on the low hop and had to get it out quick. Schuessler was getting down the line. I wouldn't be surprised to see a single and an error.
I think if he makes a throw there, he's out.
It's a tough throw.
Yeah. Here's Travis Sanders, who walked on 6 pitches, his first at bat. Runner on second, 1 out. Fitzy looks to second, and the first pitch to Sanders is a fastball at the knees on the inside, 0-1. So, we talked about it in the last inning. Chris Stamos is not going to give you 9 innings. He's probably not going to give you 8. He's probably not going to give you 7. He's gone 4 this year. That's, I would assume, about his max.
Yeah, but that pitch count, low.
0-1. Tapper up the middle. Matt King will field it. He has to go up high to get it, but throws to first in time. A really nice play by Matt King as the runner moves up to third.
Hey, that slow little bouncing ball, that defensive, or that little yellow ball, I forgot the brand, but it has a bunch of bumps, and you roll it, and it takes the weird hops to train infielders for plays like that. Kind of what that ball did right there. Took a high hop very late. King, good defensively, made a good play on it, and made that nice strong throw to first to retire the second out.
That'll bring up Robbie Hamchuk, who's 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice and got hit by a pitch. So he's reached base twice. First pitch with a runner on third is a slider, popped foul back behind us, 0-1. But back to my point about Stamos, he might have a 4-inning limit, a 5-inning limit. So I think if the Crawdads can use their stopper Fitz and then get a run against Stamos and a couple against whoever comes out of the bullpen, they're not out of this game yet.
No, you got to just scratch away. Leave this runner on third, then start scratching.
0-1, fastball up and out, a ball and a strike.
Scoring for the Crawdads has been really, really tough in this series. And, yeah, they won the first 2 games of the season series, but, you know, errors helped them. They're going to need just something to go right their way.
1-1 is down and away with a fastball, 2-1. Yeah, the Crawdads have given up about 5 runs a game against these Packers. Healdsburg has a 1.84 ERA in the 4 games, and Walnut Creek's still been able to take 2. A lot of those earned runs. 2-1. Slider, swing, and a miss. Good pitch off the inside, 2-2.
Yeah, and, you know, they scored the 2 runs in that most recent game, I think both in the 9th. So, and then they got shut out in the Berg. Just got to find a way to win here because they've been able to do that. 2-0 against the Packers at Monte Vista.
2-2. Fastball tapped to the left side slowly and foul. As Hamchuk went reaching up and away, was able to get a piece. We'll do it again.
And, well, Crawdads have been good here at home. And while the Packers have been good on the road, 20 wins here at home. I mean, that's close to the total of wins last year.
And Healdsburg really hasn't been great on the road.
11-4.
2-2. Slider on the outside corner, called strike 3. Fitz strikes out his first and strands a runner on third after an error. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Crawdads need to score some runs when we come back. Bottom half of the 4th inning after Sean Fitzpatrick worked scoreless top half. He'll hand the bat to the 1-2-3 spot in the Crawdads lineup. Ryan Ellis, Brian Duroff, and Matt King. Crawdads not only need some runs, they need some base runners.
Yeah, you know what's cool? Scoring. You know how you do that? You get runners on.
There has been, sorry, continue.
Let's start with some base runners.
There has been an update to the scorebook.
Sweet.
2 of the runs in the 3rd inning were unearned
Cool.
for Antoine Valerio. So
And
I think rightfully so.
yeah,
I think
and
it's
very, very good outing.
yeah,
I mean,
I was impressed.
the changeup working. He got a lot of swing and misses down in the zone, out of the zone. He was really, really impressive.
Ryan Ellis is 0 for 1 today. He popped out to second base on a 2-0 count. You remember back to the last time these two teams played, Chris Stamos was on the bump. Ellis hit a first pitch double. First pitch here is a slider down and away, 1-0. So he'd take another double. He'd also take a walk.
Just get on, and someone's got to hit behind him because that's been kind of a struggle. Everyone outside of Ellis has struggled a little bit.
1-0, down and away 2-0. And Ellis has struggled a little bit too. Now under 200 in his last week or so.
Yeah.
So he's got to get going.
It's a good time to get hot. Playoffs coming up.
The 2-0. Ellis takes down an in, ball 3. If you had one word to tell Ryan Ellis right now, what would it be?
I don't know, something along the lines of take.
It's a really good word. That's exactly the word I was going to say.
Don't swing.
That's 2.
It is 2.
Swingless?
Watch.
Swingless?
Eh.
The 3-0. High ball 4. We'll take it.
There goes the perfect game.
Took long enough. There's free ice cream, too, for someone. Austin Bergeron says it's him that gets the free ice cream today.
I think I'm down for a little Meadowlark.
I want to get home, man. I'm tired. We've been out all day. Sophie and I have been out all morning.
Yeah.
Speaking of, hey, anyone listening to the broadcast right now, show up to Pete's Brass Rail this Saturday. Gonna have 5 or so Crawdads in uniform, sign in some baseball cards, sign in some balls for anyone who comes out. A little meet and greet with your Crawdads.
I'll be there.
First pitch to Brian Duroff is popped up, back behind the plate. Kimball Schuessler will give it a look. Looks like it's out of play, and it will be 0-1.
Austin Bergeron going to be there?
No word.
Oh. I bet, actually, he won't be there. I was going to say bet Dylan McShane would, but he'll be on a...
I think he's on vacation.
He's on vacation. Dang.
Austin Oda
Eh.
might be there.
Eh. He's all right.
Don't know if he's going to be there, actually. No balls, a strike. No outs to Brian Duroff, who has had a couple homers recently. One here wouldn't hurt. The 0-1 from the lefty Stamos is nubbed to first base. Foul. 0-2.
Nubbed. I like that. I've been saying cued for that type of swing. I like
It's a nubber.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That paints the picture really well.
I like uno dos adios.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't come up with nubber, but nubber's a little less patented
Yeah.
than uno dos adios.
I agree.
No balls and 2 strikes. Duroff needing to put the ball in play. The 0-2. Line to shortstop, and it's over the head of the leaping shortstop. Sanders into left field. That's a base knock. Ellis being waved around second. He's heading for third as the throw from Bredauer will come into second. It's a single for Brian Duroff. There's runners on the corners with no outs.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball's cracked.
That ball had a family, man. I mean, that was hit hard up the middle. Travis Sanders could barely react. That's how hard that ball was hit. Just on a line into left center field. Awesome swing by an awesome player.
I'll bring up Matt King, the shortstop who's 0-for-1, struck out in his first at-bat. He's looking to get it going. He has not had a hit this year against Healdsburg. He's hit a couple balls well, but needs a big one here. First pitch to him is a fastball on the outside, 0-1. And back to that point, Ryan Brome, Brian Duroff, Matt King, Owen Firestone, Max Farfan, Emmett Finney. You've got some of the best Crawdads hitters in that, realm. Combined 1 for 47 this summer. This one kicks away from Kimball Schuessler. Here comes Ryan Ellis to the plate. He will stand as he touches home plate. A wild pitch moves Brian Duroff to second, but more importantly, moves Ryan Ellis home, and it's 4-1.
Hey, take it any way you can get it. We saw Healdsburg in the third score on something similar, the wild pitch. Crawdads will take that. Matt King looking to get going. He's always a threat with the bat. Runner in scoring position. Here's a chance. Got to find a way to scratch one more across. Don't get greedy. Get greedy here. Got to get one. Got to get one more.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. They'd take more than one more. Duroff lead off second. The 1-1 to King is called a strike. That is the first earned run that Chris Stamos has given up this summer.
Wow.
That's insane.
Look at the Crawdads breaking up the perfect game. The no-hitter in a span of 2 batters. And then, on the third batter, first earned run to Stamos. Wow.
The 1-2. King takes a slider, just a little low. Good take, 2-2.
I don't expect to see King chase out of the zone here. He's seen a lot of sliders out of the arm of Chris Stamos, so probably what they're sitting on here.
2-2, tapper to the left side over the home plate of the bullpen. We'll do it again. You always expect a professional at bat from Matt King.
Always. One of those guys just goes to work.
Hitter's presence to the fullest.
Yeah. Got the wrist guard in the back pocket. Love that. It's awesome.
2-2. King taps one to the right side on 2 big hops, the first baseman. Sharpio will field on the backhand and take it to the bag himself for the first out, but grinder off moves to third.
Hey, King got to be happy with that at bat. I know he's one in the hit, really bad, but 4-3, move the runner 90 feet from home. We see another wild pitch. We've seen a few of those in this game. You never know what could happen. Another run comes in. Major league at bat, just getting the job done. Very well done.
Here's Joey Donnelly, 0 for 1 with one of the 4 strikeouts so far from Chris Stamos. Bats with a runner on third and 1 out. First pitch to Donnelly here is popped up over the backstop, 0-1. For Joey, the name of the game right now is put the ball in play in fair territory.
Yeah.
Bring home a run.
Absolutely. The infield is back, except Peyton Scholl's playing, even with the third base bag, maybe a couple steps behind. Get something on the ground, right side, scores a run.
The 0-1. Donnelly pops it in the same spot, 0-2. So now Stamos is in that destroy, destroy, destroy mode.
Yeah, it's scary when he gets ahead. When he gets ahead, it's dangerous. Because, he got the devastating slider. He doesn't have to just rely on that fastball. So much he can do, especially with the big, tall frame of a lefty.
The 0-2. Check swing off the outside. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire, Rob McGee, 1-2. Big league take.
Yeah, big time. Seen that fastball, fouled it off a couple of times, and to tunnel out with a slider down, out of the zone, very good take.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tyson Pointer on deck. Grinder off on third. The 1-2 to Donnelly is a slider down low, gets past Schussler. He's going to pounce on it. He's going to flip it to the plate. The tag is in time. Looked like Duroff slid under it. They're going to call him out at the plate. A blown call at home plate, and there's out number 2.
Wow. Great break by Donnelly off the third base bag. Thought he snuck in, but good job by Kimball Schussler and Chris Stamos making, sell it.
I thought he looked safe.
Yeah, I did too, but hey, they sold it.
Horrible break. 2-2 to Donnelly. I really love the aggression there from Duroff.
Yeah.
But a great play by Schussler and a great tag, apparently. The 2-2. Down low, ball 3.
Gosh, that's frustrating. No other. Give me one word to describe that. Frustrating.
And you don't blame Duroff at all.
No, absolutely not. Good break. He's probably safe.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Donnelly. Stamos sets at the belt. The 3-2. Down low, ball 4. Good at bat by Donnelly. And now this hurts because now you're thinking, okay, maybe I have runners on first and third, 1 out for maybe the hottest hitter on this team.
That's frustrating, but hey, inning is not over. Tyson Pointer can hit a bomb, so look out. Look out for that.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Pointer is 0 for 1, but hit one that he felt like he just got off the end of the bat in his first at bat. That's here with good speed on first and Donnelly. We'll see if he goes. 18 steals on the summer for JD. First pitch to Pointer is lined straight off of our crowd mic.
Yeah, that got it. That got it. Bingo, bullseye.
Shout out Carter Spatz, elite ball boy, bat boy. That's my real two-way player, ball boy and bat boy.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
0-1. Pointer takes down low. Schussler blocks it and keeps it close enough. 1-1.
It's a thankless job.
Ball boy, bat boy.
Yeah, no one's going to say thank you to the ball boy, bat boy, but hey, Carter, you're doing a great job.
A ball and a strike. 2 outs. The 1-1. Pointer grounds one past the third base bag, but just a little foul.
Oh, man, that was close and hit hard. Good swing by Pointer, but now time to protect.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the Crawdads. One of their most dangerous hitters, one of the most dangerous in the CCL. Donnelly, a short lead off first. Crawdads trail by 3. The 1-2, 2-pointer. Up and away with a fastball, 2-2. Looks like Stamos is starting to lose a little juice as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's really had to labor in this inning, right? Some 3-ball counts. 1 to Ellis, to Donnelly, the walk, some long at-bats. Tyson Pointer putting up a fight.
2-2, fastball got him swinging. Got it by him at the top of the strike zone. And the Crawdads can only score 1. But hey, they score 1, so we'll head to the top of the 5th. Now a 3-run ball game when we come back. Top half of the 5th inning, Dads were able to push a run across in the bottom half of the 4th. Now Sean Fitzpatrick will try to throw a shutdown inning, which he has done so many times this year. He'll be facing Damian Bravo, Hunter Durrell, and Connor Sharpio. First pitch is up and away with fastball 1-0. 4-1, Crawdads trail by 3. Just a hit so far, but it was a big hit by Brian Duroff. The 1-0. Line to the right side, foul, 1-1. Just the quality in at-bats from these Healdsburg Prune Packers is fascinating.
Yeah, it's they're not the Solano Mudcats. And I don't say that to knock the Solano Mudcats. I say it just to praise Healdsburg because they're incredible.
1-1. Slider popped foul off to the right, 1-2. Like, that's a pitch that even Lincoln couldn't do anything with.
Yeah, no. I mean, Fitzpatrick is a top 3 pitcher in the league. Probably not 3, right? He's 2 or 1. And
I think we're probably seeing the top 2 in the north right here.
yeah, and I mean, they're fouling off some really tough pitches.
1-2, fastball just a little high, 2-2. I mean, if you were to rank your top 3.
I mean, Stamos,
Fitz,
and I have to think about 3. We've seen some good arms.
Fitzy with the 2-2. Slider fouled off the mask of Nico Button. We'll do it again.
Cooper Robinson
Was okay.
he was solid for the first 2 and then kind of fell off in the 3rd.
I put Torrin O'Hara in that same.
Yeah.
Jaden Bruno when he throws strikes.
When Jaden Bruno throws strikes, it's a little not really fair.
The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Fitzy once again. Fastball outside, 3-2. I think there's a clear cut 2.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 lefties. Up around 90 miles an hour.
I love it. Don't see dominant left-handed pitching often.
No.
3-2. Fouled off, we'll do it again.
Nick Proctor was awesome, but just because of the sample size, and I'm not sure I'm going to put him in that category. He was very fun to watch. Guy's awesome. Trying to think of, a 3 on our team. I don't know.
The 3-2 one more time. Strike 3 swinging. Got him with the changeup off the outside. Fitzy just wants the ball back. Button accidentally threw it around, but it's back-to-back Ks for Sean Fitzpatrick.
Hey, I love that. Dog mentality from Fitzpatrick. Give me the ball. We saw Bergen with that same mentality. Give me the ball. Let me keep rolling. Yeah.
Austin Bergen was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we're not even just saying that because he's up here with us.
No, this guy was awesome.
Probably the best start of the year.
Oh, yeah.
From anyone.
When they needed it most. Got babbipped, too.
Here's Hunter DeRoe, who is 0 for 2. First pitch to DeRoe is tapped to shortstop. Matt King on 3 hops will double clutch and throw to first to retire the speeding Hunter DeRoe, who is 0 for 3 for what's probably the first time all year.
Hey, and after that long battle ending in a strikeout, 1 pitch, 1 out, back on track. Let's work a 1-2-3 scoreless, get the bats, get the team back in the dugout, get the swing, and score some runs.
There is another lefty warming up for Healdsburg. I believe that's Carter Benbrook.
Gaucho
Legend. Gaucho.
Gaucho.
Here's Connor Sharpio, who's 0 for 2. Reached on an error, grounded out to shortstop. First pitch, fastball on the outside, called strike 1. Sharpio thought it was away, as did I. As did probably Sean Fitzpatrick and Nico Button, but they'll take the strike.
Hey, we know that Fitzpatrick likes just a consistent zone, but if he's getting pitches out of the zone, he'll take it.
The 0-1. Down low with the fastball, 1-1. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, the Crawdads will try to continue their momentum with 6, 7, 8 in their lineup. 4-1, Crawdads trail. Top 5, still a ton of baseball to be played. The 1-1. Popped up left field. Moving towards the line is Joey Donnelly. Now he slows down as he moves back towards the warning track, reaches up to the backhand side, and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So, a shutdown inning for Sean Fitzpatrick. Let me know if you've heard that one before. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th with Max Farfan due to hit for the Crawdads. Chris Stamos is here for his 5th inning of work, which would be his longest. Actually, this pitch that he throws will give him his longest outing. He's gone 4 innings this year, here working into the 5th for the first time. He's facing Max Farfan, Nico Aspilcueta, and Nico Button. Max and a pair of Nicos. Farfan's 0 for 1, popped out to second his first time. First pitch here, it's it high and deep to center field, sending the center fielder back. Robbie Hamchuk looks up, it's gone. Max Farfan make it double digits. It's 10 home runs on the season. The Crawdads cut the lead in half. It's 4-2.
His first hit against the Prune Packers all summer. That's a big one. Cut the lead in half, why don't you? 10 on the summer. Oh yeah.
That one just zoomed out of here. It's a big one.
Oh yeah.
Just the 2nd hit of the day for the Crawdads, and you know what? That's going to send Joey Gomes out to the mound. We'll see if that's the day for Chris Stamos. He just hung a first pitch fastball. Farfan, I mean, he just crushed that ball.
And that got all 48 fans on their feet at Monte Vista High School. A blast.
The day for Chris Stamos is done. It was his worst start of the year, and he was still pretty dominant. We'll see who the new pitcher is when we come back. Max Farfan's 10th home run makes it 4-2. Crawdads trail. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. The Packers replace one tough lefty with another. Tell me all about the former Gaucho, Carter Benbrook.
Yeah, the former Gaucho, the big, tall lefty. It seems like the Prune Packers just produce or just have big, tall lefties. 6'4", 232 pounds, transferring to Tulane in the fall. 1-0 win-loss on the summer, 5.22 ERA, making his 6th appearance of the summer. 10 1/3 innings pitched, 16 Ks. That's always going to be pretty much the highlight for Benbrook. Going to strike out a lot of guys. Only 2 walks and 13 hits. Really struggled with walks at UC Santa Barbara in the past year, but hey, it looks like he's figured that problem out. His last appearance on July 19th against the Potters, pitched in a 5-1 win. 1 inning and 2/3, only 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts. He was very good. Season whip at 1.45, but it's coming down after a rough first appearance.
Gave up 5 in just an inning in their 1-run win over the Admirals. Has only given up 1 run since. He'll be facing Nico Aspilcueta, Nico Button, and Griffin Harrison. Lefty Benbrook delivers the first pitch to Aspilcueta. It's a fastball on the outside, called a strike, 0-1. The line for Chris Stamos, he was once again terrific. Went 4 innings, just 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, a pair of walks, and 5 strikeouts. 0-1, Aspilcueta dives over the top of a changeup, 0-2.
Chris Stamos has struck out, what is that?
0-2, swing and a miss. Aspilcueta has seen 6 pitches, all of them strikes. He goes 1-2 adios for the first out of the second.
You took my line. You took, wow.
Be better.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
First out of the 5th, Crawdads now just trail by 2. Nico Button, Griffin Harrison will hit. First pitch to the lefty Button. Benbrook from the windup delivers a slider at the knees, 0-1. No action in the Crawdads bullpen, so I would not be surprised if we see Fitzy go 4 or 5 innings again. 0-1. Curveball. Call the strike at the top of the zone, 0-2.
Yeah, we're going to need some depth out of Fitzpatrick. 3, 4, keep it right where it is and let the bats battle back.
The 0-2. Button takes a slider off the outside, 1-2. Benbrook yelped.
Benbrook is awesome. Talked about human rain delays before. There is a moment. I'm not saying he is, but there was a moment.
Yeah.
I can talk about it
Yeah,
after this.
please. The 1-2 to Button is swung on and missed. Good changeup down low. Button went chasing. Schussler's going to pounce on it and lob it over to first for the second out. Back-to-back Ks.
Yeah, so Benbrook, I was announcing a game or calling a game with Cameron Curland, and it was a rough game. I think UCSB was kind of getting blown out, so me and
Happens.
yeah, we were having some fun on the broadcast. But Benbrook comes up, runner on first base, throws 2 pitches, and in those 2 pitches, picked over to first base 13 times.
First pitch to Harrison is a fastball on the outside, called a strike, 0-1. Harrison struck out in his first at bat. That's a lot.
Yeah, 13 times. in 2 pitches.
Should be illegal.
And me and Cameron lost it.
0-1. Harrison watches the changeup in the dirt, 1-1.
And then there was like a swinging bunt up the third base line. And Benbrook, I kid you not, like dolphin dive, like a straight like Call of Duty dolphin dive onto the baseball. Didn't even pick it up to throw it. It was
1-1. Just a little tight with the fastball, 2-1.
It was one of the most interesting minutes I've ever watched in a baseball game.
Crawdads have scored in each the 4th and the 5th. Look to make it a little closer. 2-1. Harrison takes a changeup down low, 3-1. He would take a walk here.
Yeah, with 2 outs, you want to break up this strikeout streak after the, back-to-back Ks, the home run. Just knock him off his rhythm.
Get the bat in the hands of Ryan Ellis and Brian Duroff.
Yeah.
The 3-1 to Harrison. Benbrook from the windup delivers. Fastball right down the middle, 3-2.
Hey, nobody hurt. No one hurt. Take a strike, a fastball inside, make him beat you inside. Now get on the plate with 2 strikes and make Benbrook make a pitch. See, he struggled with the walks in the spring.
3-2 to Harrison. Is grounded to the left side on 3 hops. The third baseman, Schultz, will take his time, throw to first, and it's just in time by about a quarter step to get Harrison at first. Crawdads score a run on Max Farfan's home run, but Carter Benbrook sets the rest of the lineup down 1-2-3. Led to the top of the 6th, Sean Fitzpatrick's 3rd inning of work. When we come back, it's 4-2 Packers. Top 6th here at Monte Vista High School. It's Ivan Bredauer, Cam Nickens, and Peyton Schultz. A trio of righties to face the lefty Fitzpatrick. Ivan Bredauer is 0 for 2, which he has not been much this summer. First pitch, fastball up and away, 1-0.
Power versus power. Fitzpatrick to Bredauer. Fitzpatrick, a little bit of mix between power and finesse, but can still bring it, right? 90s, that fastball.
1-0, fastball on the top half of the zone, 1-1.
Bredauer 0 for 2, a couple of weak ground outs. A good job getting around this guy so far.
A ball and a strike. Fitzy to Bredauer. The lefty delivers. Fastball golf to left field. Shallow. Coming in now is Joey Donnelly. You got a late break, but makes the catch chest high for the first out.
Not exactly sure how he hit that ball. I mean, pretty much at the ankles.
Yeah.
Cleaned that out. This guy will always amaze me, even if it's just a routine fly out to left.
So Fitzy is set down really all 8 batters he's faced. 1 batter has reached on an error. It's another vintage Sean Fitzpatrick performance. Here's Cam Nickens, who is 1 for 2 with a home run. First pitch slider drops to the outside corner, 0-1.
That's just an unfair pitch. Slider that is a ball until the last 5 feet. It's unreal.
The 0-1. Hit high to left center field, or right center field, excuse me. Griffin Harrison, though, looks like he has a beat on it, and he will make the catch for the second out.
Hey, good job by Fitzpatrick. Has really, really settled in, and yeah, we're seeing that that prime Magic Man, like you said. It's been a good show today.
Here's Peyton Schultz, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. 4-2, Crawdads trail by 2, but they've been really good the last 2.5 innings. First pitch is a changeup on the outside corner at the knees. 0-1. It was 3 runs in the third, but only 1 of them were earned.
Yeah, and you look back to that inning and just think, gosh, we could have had a double play. We could have got out of it with only 1 run. That's frustrating.
0-1. Same spot, maybe a little further outside, and a fastball 1-1.
I mean, back a while ago, we saw the Packers kind of give the Crawdads some runs. Other way here, got to find a way to bounce back, and scoring in 2 straight innings is a good start.
1-1. You heard it. 1-2. Crawdads trail by 2. It's a 4-0 lead for Healdsburg. Crawdads have done a good job to bounce back. Fitzy ahead 1-2. To the righty Schultz. The 1-2. Slider, back foot. Ball 2-2. Sean Fitzpatrick just at 35 pitches. He's gotten up to 60 this summer.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're going to see maybe a little bit less than that, right? 50, 55. Don't want to push him to his limit.
2-2. Fastball crushed to the right side over the Crawdads bullpen. We'll do 2-2 again.
And it doesn't look like anyone's, you know, officially warming up. Guys are standing, starting to, you know, think about throwing. So that's probably an indication that this or the next he starts to get into some trouble, which, you know, that's not really foreseeable because he's just been mowing through these guys. But
2-2. Slider popped up right side. Looks like Nico Aspilcueta will have room. He does, and he makes the catch for the third out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Sean Fitzpatrick. We had bottom 6. Crawdads trail by a pair. Bottom half of the 6th inning here from the Creek. It's Ryan Ellis, it's Brian Duroff, it's Matt King to face a lefty, and Carter Benbrook.
got to crack him.
Want to say hi?
Got to find a way.
Sophie says hi.
Hi, Sophie.
You enjoying the game? Good. Ryan Ellis is 0 for 1, but reached on a walk today in his second at bat in 3 innings, which you want to have an at bat every 2 or 3 innings. That means your offense is doing well. And the Crawdads offense the last time through the lineup was able to push across a pair of runs. Felt like they could have had more.
Yeah, absolutely. But you'll take the 2 and you'll keep trying.
Lefty on lefty. Benbrook's first pitch dives to the outside corner with a slider. 0-1.
Ooh,
It's a nice
one.
pitch.
That's a very good one. I like that one.
The 0-1 pitch. Ellis watches a changeup down low, 1-1. Still no action in either bullpen. Ball on a strike to Ellis. On deck, Brian Duroff. In the hole, Matt King. Crawdads trail by a pair, so the tying run is in the on-deck circle. 1-1. Tapped towards the on-deck circle. Right above the Crawdads dugout, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Dads trail by 2. Benbrook's windup and the 1-2 is a changeup in towards his feet, 2-2.
It's a good take. Change up, moving in towards the feet of Ryan Ellis. Got that lefty tail with the change up. It's a good take.
Tough at bat for Ellis. 2-2. Ellis hangs a curveball. It's crushed to right field. Going back is the right fielder at the wall. He looks up. It's off the bottom of the wall on a hop. Ellis went into the home run trot. Bravo's up with it quickly. He's going to throw it into second. It's not in time. It's a leadoff double for Ryan Ellis, and the Crawdads are right back in business with the runner on second and no outs.
Ellis thought he had it into the wind, just not enough. I mean, he was strutting his stuff right there up the first base line, and had he not gotten to second base,
He would have been cooked.
yeah, so let's just be happy he was able to get into second base. A great swing from Ellie. And a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Got to think this is a really favorable matchup for Brian Duroff, excuse me.
Brian has actually really struggled against left-handed pitching this year. He's just 5 for 35. But hey, there's a
Chance to get right.
You know what that means?
He's due.
He's due. Runner on second, and still no outs. First pitch to Duroff is a fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Yeah, this year, Brian Duroff, 5 for 36 with 2 doubles and a home run.
He'd use a double or a home run here. Switch places with Ellie. Go double-double to start the 6th.
The 0-1. Duroff taps it to third, past third base bag, but foul, 0-2.
It's an uncommitted swing right there from Brian Duroff. Saw the fastball, the pitch before, the slider there. You know, got to sit on one. Got to be on time for the fastball. Benbrook has been mixing it up pretty well with the fastball and the slider, maybe a changeup or two. Got to protect, put a ball in play, and move a runner over.
0-2, grounded to the left side. The third baseman, Schultz, is up with it. He throws to first. It's in time. Sharpio's going to fake a throw back to third, but Ellis is in there sliding. So it's a productive out for Brian Duroff. Puts runner on third with less than 2 outs.
And that was all Ryan Ellis right there. Peyton Scholes fielded it, didn't even take a look at Ryan Ellis. Had he looked, you know, at Ellis at second base, Ellis would have had to, you know, shuffle back a step instead. Ellis was extending that whole time, and it allowed him to just take off right when that throw was made. And here's a guy that needs to get right, and a great opportunity to do so.
Matt King 0 for 2 today. He had a productive ground out to the right side his last time. Still hitless this summer against the Packers. How about his first right here? First pitch way up high, 1-0. Walk wouldn't hurt.
No.
One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runner on third is Ellis. Good speed over there. Ball to the outfield, likely scores a run, the 1-0. King taps it to the left side. Foul over by the Packers bullpen where there's some light movement. Still none really in the Crawdads bullpen. Ryan Delaney's up, but I think Ryan Troy would come in before Ryan Delaney. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 3 hits for the Crawdads today. 2 errors have really hurt them. Without that big Ryan Ellis error, this game likely would be tied. The 1-1. King grounds it to second base. Up with it is the second baseman, Durow. He actually knocks it down and throws to first in time. Ellis comes home to score. It's an RBI on the ground out, and it's 4-3.
Hey, King has a couple productive 4-3 putouts so far, and you know, moving the runner over, it didn't come around to score, if I remember correctly, but here, cashing in, getting an RBI. It's 4-3, 1 inch closer, keep fighting back. You've scored in 3 straight innings. You love that.
First pitch to Joey Donnelly is a called strike. 0-1. Donnelly on the day is 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout, which if we're going by the 3 true outcomes, means he's due for a home run. 0-1 changeup off the inside, a ball and a strike.
Watching the replay?
No.
Okay.
I'm done with the replay this summer.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was a one-time thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we overplayed it a little bit.
The 1-1. Donnelly watches a fastball just a little outside, 2-1.
Maybe we were getting something, some signal that it was going to happen. Maybe that's for later in the year. All of those times. Some good things are going to happen coming up.
2 balls and a strike. Donnelly pops it up left side. Back of third base. Peyton Schultz, the third baseman, looks to the ground now in foul territory. Reaches back into fair territory and makes the grab for the third out. But the Crawdads score one more time on a hit. They do not leave anyone on. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Carson Mercier will take back play-by-play when we come back. Crawdads trail by 1.
Three to play in the first game of a 3-game set. It's the Prune Packers on top of the Walnut Creek Crawdads here at Monte Vista High School. Sean Fitzpatrick back to work. He's been fantastic. First pitch swinging from the right-hander Schussler, a shallow right field, but Ellis is back to make the catch for the first out on just one pitch.
1 pitch, 1 out. If you want Sean to stay in this game for longer than this inning, that's a good recipe for success. I don't think Healdsburg, I don't think it's in their best benefit to keep him in this game. That, by the way, the 39th pitch of the day for Fitzy.
Thank you.
Not bad.
No.
Not a bad pitch count.
Very, very good through 3 1/3. Here's Travis Sanders, who's 0 for 1. He's walked and scored a run so far today. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch fastball just misses a little outside. 1-0. Fitzpatrick relieved Antoine Valerio, who went 3 innings, was fantastic. Those 2 runs that scored that were not earned are really, really coming back to bite the Crawdads right now. 1-0. Fouled off of Nico Button. Mask comes off. He'll get a new ball, but he looks to be okay.
Yeah, the 2 unearned runs.
Difference in this game right now.
Yep. And it didn't really feel like it then because it made it a 4-0 game.
Right.
And, let's be honest, a 4-0 game with Chris Stamos on the mound feels insurmountable. But Crawdads have done it today, and they're right back in this game. And they know what's at stake.
They're not done yet. Fitzpatrick trying to, he's set down 9 straight. So he's trying to continue that trend because he's been good. The only batter to reach base against Sean Fitzpatrick today was Kimball Schussler. Back in his first inning of work, he reached on an error. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Fitzpatrick set. Here's the 1-1. Fastball grounded right back up the middle. Ellis ranges to his right from behind the second base bag. Strong throw to first is not in time. It's an infield single for Travis Sanders. It breaks up a stretch of 9 straight set down by Sean Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Ryan Ellis, I think, was a little nonchalant at second base getting to the ball, but there's not much he can do because of how slow it was hit. Maybe charge a little bit, but he was able to plant his foot, make a strong throw. I think Aspilcueta could have stretched a little more at first base. It looked like he wasn't anticipating the runner to be that close.
It'll flip the lineup for Robbie Hamchuk. Hamchuk got hit by a pitch, has reached on the 6-4 fielder's choice, and struck out looking. He's 0 for 2. Out around the belt, the first pitch of the at-bat is skied into right field. Moving over and in towards the line is Duroff. He makes the catch in fair territory just barely for the second out of the 7th.
I mean, this could have been a 5-pitch inning.
Yeah.
It was a lot different with a runner on first, and now got to attack Bravo here. This is one of the most dangerous hitters on this lineup.
So 2 out now, and Damian Bravo, who's 1 for 3. Flew out to very, very deep left field. Singled and scored. First pitch, fastball on the corner, called a strike, 0-1.
Doesn't look like Fitz is losing any juice right now. I mean, that only is 43rd pitch. 44th, excuse me.
0-1. Doing some dancing as Sanders off first. He's stands still now. 0-1 slider that misses just off the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down, top 7. Fitzpatrick, long hold on the mound. Now comes to the plate. The 1-1 fouled back into the net, 1-2.
So good job to get ahead, but he can't leave a fastball in that same spot here. He's got to go to an off-speed pitch. We've seen the changeup be good. We've seen the slider be good. Got to put this guy out right here and get the bats back up. They've been hot.
They've scored, the Crawdads that is, have scored in each of the last 3 innings. They trail by 1. 4-3, Prune Packers lead in the top of the 7th inning. Fitzpatrick ahead of Damian Bravo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long hold, now he comes home. Slider swung on and missed. So a single for Travis Sanders, but Sean Fitzpatrick has no trouble. It's time to stretch at Monte Vista High School. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Crawdads trailing 1. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Crawdads trail 4-3 and a new pitcher.
Robert Ivasian, the local kid. He is from Martinez, same place as Cade Cushing, but goes to UC Berkeley. He's been pretty untouchable this summer. 2-0, an 0.83 ERA in 10 games, a pair of them. Starts 21 2/3 innings, 24 strikeouts to 9 walks.
He'll face Tyson Pointer, Max Farfan, and Nico Azpilicueta here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Making his 3rd appearance against the Crawdads is Robert Ivasian. He's worked 6 2/3 innings of just 1 run ball. First pitch of the inning to Tyson Pointer is a slider from the righty that misses down and out, 1-0. Tyson Pointer flew out to center field and struck out swinging in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. 1-0, another slider. This one catches the inner third, a called strike, 1-1.
If you remember back to the last time these two teams played, all the way on July 6th, it was Robert Ivasian that came in out of the bullpen, walked the first couple batters he faced.
1-1. Slider hit on the ground left side. Travis Sanders gets it on 8 hops, goes to first, and retires Tyson Pointer for a quick, easy out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th.
Definitely easier than his last time, but hey, right now for the Crawdads, this is the guy you wanted to play. Max Farfan is swinging an unbelievably hot bat. He has 10 homers in the last month.
He's 1 for 2 today and a home run to straightaway center field. His 10th of the summer. Guy's hitting about 350 in the past week. Really turned it around from his tough June. Righty on righty, Ivasian peers over the glove. Now out of the windup, delivers a fastball. That misses high, 1-0. What was Farfan, 2 for 25?
2 for 25.
To start the summer. And
pair of doubles, and that was it.
Yeah, since then, been pretty good. 1-0 from the righty is a curveball that breaks in there for a strike. Called strike. Farfan nods his head.
And a guy that kills right-handed pitching, over a 900 OPS. He has 9 of his 10 home runs against righties.
1-1 to Farfan here. Slider, he checks his swing and appeal. They're going to say he went around. Not so sure about that. Nonetheless, it's 1-2.
Didn't think so.
Yeah, no. Tough.
That reminds me of when Wilmer Flores got called.
Yeah, it does. It's not really the same situation, but I get where you're going with it. Here's the 1-2 from Ivasian. Fastball way high. Schuessler barely snags it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Shout out Kimball for still making a play on that one. Nimble
Yeah.
Kimball.
I like Kimball.
Yeah, I do too.
That's
Good dude.
good dude. Cool name.
Quality human being.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
Quite a bit?
A little bit.
2-2, Ivasian to Farfan. Slider chopped on the left side. Peyton Scholes gets 1 high hop, throws to first on the run in time for the second out. 5-3 put out, and 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
It's a big first out. Nico Aspilcueta, who's coming up, has really struggled today, so you want to get at least 2 outs in front of him. It's a big out.
Nico Aspilcueta is 0 for 2. He's seen 6 pitches. He's struck out twice.
You know what that means?
He's due.
He's due. No better time than right now.
2 down, bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Ivasian, fastball. High and tight, 1-0, so
He's seen a ball.
he will not strike out on 3 pitches. Infield, outfield, straight up with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th in the 4-3 game. The 1-0, fastball right down the middle, 1-1.
Ivasian pretty clearly throwing harder than the last guy, Carter Benbrook.
Different look, too. We've seen a couple of lefties from the Prune Packers. Here's the righties, 1-1. It's slider outside in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. And you can mix up the arms that you're using. I think that's a big thing. The Crawdads got a little comfortable hitting off left-handed pitching in this game is the 2-1. This is outside, 3 balls and a strike. And you throw in a righty and it can mess some things up.
I think Nico's probably taking here. No reason.
Avoid the 2-strike count. 3 balls and a strike. Ivasian fires in a slider that catches the corner and fills the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now you got to put the ball in play, get the bat to Nico Button, who's been good on deck.
Here's the payoff pitch. Slider way outside in the dirt. That's ball 4. So after a couple of ground outs to start the 7th inning, Nico Aspilcueta works a nice walk, and it'll bring up Nico Button.
Yeah, really nice at bat. Saw a lot of pitches. Gets the bat to Nico Button, who puts the ball in play and comes through in the clutch. Had a big double the second time these two teams played, all the way back in June.
It's only the 3rd walk issued by Prune Packers pitching today. Chris Stamos issued 2. Carter Benbrook did not walk anybody in his 2 innings of work. First pitch to Button is a fastball, fought off and foul, 0-1. Button today 0 for 2, grounded out to the shortstop in the 3rd inning and struck out swinging back in the 5th. Nico at the plate, Nico on first base. Small lead off first. Here's the 0-1. Fastball hit pretty weakly on the ground outside of third, 0-2.
But another guy Nico's seen a lot, and I think that, honestly, I think that this matchup for all the Cali guys in the Crawdads lineup advantaged Crawdads.
Yes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-3 ball game. Prune Packers lead. It was once 4-0. Crawdads have scored in 3 straight innings, trying to do the same here with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's the 0-2. Little inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nico Button.
It's a big one, too.
Yeah.
Get this guy on. Griffin Harrison on deck has been huge with runners in scoring position and in the clutch all year.
1-2. Tying run on first base. Here's the pitch. It is grounded up the first base line, but a foul ball will do the 1-2 one more time.
Yeah, good job to protect. That's all he has to do. Ivasian's a guy that struggles a little bit with the walk now. 10 of them in 25 innings, so not horrible, but not right where you want to be. So as long as he keeps fighting, Ivasian's going to give in at some point.
Ivasian set at the chest. Here's the 1-2. Fastball fought off. A good at-bat by Nico Button to stay alive with 2 strikes.
Feels like a professional at bat from Nico Button every time. And the deeper it goes, the more Nico sees, the more you have faith in him winning each at bat.
5 pitches to this point, but he's been in an 0-2, 1-2 hole the whole time. Ivasian shakes off Schussler 3 times, agrees on the 4th. Time is called by Nico Button at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. A deep breath for Ivasian. Here's the 1-2. Curveball that misses a little low to even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, great spit by Nico Button. We haven't seen Azpilicueta, but likely not going here. No real reason to go. Button's just got to keep protecting.
Wind blowing in from center. Here's the 2-2. Fastball popped up on the infield in foul ground. Moving over is Peyton Scholes by the Prune Packer dugout. He's able to make the catch for the 3rd out. So Crawdads get the tying run on first base, but he does not come around to score. Through 7, Prune Packers 4, Crawdads 3 at Monte Vista High School. Sean Fitzpatrick back for the 8th inning. It's his 5th inning of work. It'll be his longest of the summer. He'll face Hunter Duro, Connor Sharpio, and Ivan Brettauer, all 3 righties. First pitch from the lefty is a changeup, swung on and missed. 0-1. So strikeout numbers a little bit down for Fitzpatrick in this game, but in his 5th inning of work, scoreless. Yeah, you take this outing every time.
3 strikeouts in 4 innings is nothing to laugh at.
Changeup misses low. 0-1. I think it's when we see this guy strike out 8 in 4, you know, kind of get used to that.
Yeah.
So 3 and 4 is still good, but 1-1. Fastball down and in. That's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fitzpatrick is ahead again. Fitzpatrick has retired as many as 9 consecutive Prune Packers today in this ball game. It's broken up by a single by Travis Sanders back in the 8th, or in the 7th, correction. Here's the 1-2. Backdoor slider, got him. Strikeout looking to open up the 8th inning. It's the 4th for Fitzpatrick. It's the 1st of the 8th.
Yeah, he said, I'll see your strikeout numbers down and I'll raise you 1, and I'll bump it up to about a strikeout an inning today. Fitz, you just masterful. He's a magician. Fitzmagic is so right.
The magic show has been quite awesome today. Here's Connor Sharpio, first pitch swinging, hits a line drive to the right field line. Will it stay fair? It will, and into the corner. It's going to be extra bases. Sharpio on the way to second. Duroff just now getting it in. Here's the relay throw to third. It is in time. Brian Duroff, Ryan Ellis to Matt King to gun down Connor Sharpio at third base, and instantly Joey Gomes is out there arguing.
So the throw was high to Farfan at third, but I think he brought down the tag and held it on. And as the runner Sharpio dove around third base, you know, I think he kept it on. I think the throw beat him either way, and a perfect relay.
9-4-5. It is a double for Connor Sharpio, but caught trying to take third base, and 2 up, 2 down the fun way.
Huge.
Here's Ivan Bradhauer, who Crawdad pitching has held him to an 0-for-3 day, a couple of ground outs, and a fly out to left. First pitch swinging at a fastball, but he's late, 0-1.
So impressive that Fitz can stay this hard with his fastball in his 5th inning of work. Really, even that double by Sharpio, not hit all that hard.
No. No balls and a strike. Here it comes from Fitzpatrick. It's a changeup in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Crawdads have lost the last 2 games against these Healdsburg Prune Packers, trying to break that losing streak, and also a 2-game losing streak. They lost the last 2 games of the Potters series, pretty much in heartbreaking fashion. Here's the 1-1. It's a slider popped up right side. That should do it for the inning. Duroff coming in, still coming in. He's able to reach up and make the catch to retire this side. Sean Fitzpatrick works a 1-2-3 scoreless 8th inning. He gets some help from some friends. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Prune Packers lead 4-3. Crawdads trail at Monte Vista High School. They'll send up Griffin Harrison, Ryan Ellis, and Brian Duroff. In the bottom of the 8th inning, on to face Robert Avazian, who worked around a 2-out walk back in the 7th inning. Worked scoreless 7th inning. And he'll look to do the same in the bottom of the 8th with a 1-run lead. Griffin Harrison to lead it off. He's 0 for 2. First pitch slider misses down and out, 1-0. Griffin today is struck out swinging and grounded out to the third baseman, Peyton Scholes. 1-0 from Robert Avazian, the righty. Is a fastball high and tight, brushed off Griffin Harrison up by the chin. Some chin music to start the 8th.
Chin music, love it.
Yeah. Well, no, don't love it. But it's a ball.
It's a ball.
Didn't hit him. 2-0 from Avazian. Fastball at the knees. That's a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Crawdads looking to come back from what was once a 4-0 deficit. Packers got 3 in the first 3 innings. Crawdads responded with 3 in the next 3. 2-1 outside. 3 balls and a strike.
Sitting on 1 pitch, sitting on 1 fastball, likely on the inside. We've seen Harrison do a ton of damage, 4 home runs on the summer, but got to be pretty fat here.
Here's the 3-1. Fastball tipped into Kimball Schuessler's glove. It'll fill it up. 3-2.
Get on base for Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis has had another good day at the plate. He's seen the ball well. He's hitting with some power.
Here's the 3-2 to Griff. Fastball swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Robert Avazian. Griffin Harrison strikes out for the 2nd time today and takes with him the first out of the 8th.
And after Harrison was ahead 3-1, you feel like that's an at-bat that he's got to be able to win. Griff, has really struggled against these Packers this year.
Bring up Ryan Ellis. Ellis 1 for 2. He scored 2 runs. He's also walked. He's hit a double. In that last at-bat back in the 6th inning, he thought he got all of one. And it was a double. First pitch from Avazian, a good 12-6. It bends in. 0-1.
Really, you don't feel like that, missed home run in his last at-bat came to bite the Crawdads at all. Because he came around to score.
Yeah. Had he been thrown out at second like we were talking about, would have been frustrating because he pimped it. Thought he got all of it. 0-1 to the lefty Ellis. Another curveball. This one lined down the right field line, but a foul ball.
Last year in Cam Calvillo's 3rd or 4th, actually it was the last home game of the year. The Crawdads would end up walking it off on Cam Calvillo's single, but early in the game, he hit a ball that he thought he got to left field. It was the windiest day of the year. Pimped it, walked to first base, got thrown out at second base.
Can't happen.
Surprised Brant Cummings kept him in the game. But he ended up walking it off, made up for it.
No balls and 2 strikes, 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Avazian peers over the glove on the first base side of the rubber. And time is called. Ellis called it, and Harvey Maxey granted it.
Yeah, and then after that, Brant Cummings looked at him and said, "How many home runs did you hit last year?" Cam went silent. He said, that's what I thought. So he said, when you hit 15 in a year, you can pimp it like that.
0-2 from Avazian. Fastball by the shoelaces, 1-2.
Just got to get on base. One guy on base puts a lot more pressure on Brian McBroom warming up in the Healdsburg pen. He's been just electric.
Got to find a way to get base runners. Crawdads get base runners, good things happen. Here's the 1-2. Fastball fought off into the net. We'll do the 1-2 again. Just seems like it's been a struggle. Getting base runners on.
The Crawdads have only 3 hits and 3 walks today.
Yeah. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Prune Packers. 3-3-2. 2 errors for the Crawdads. Those 2 errors allowed 2 runs to score. Here's the 1-2 from Avazian, a curveball in the dirt. Good stop by Schuessler. Nonetheless, makes the count 2-2.
And a great take by Ellis. He, I think for a minute, thought about if that ball doesn't 12-6 as much, thought about trying to golf it. But he took smartly, gets to see another pitch.
Crawdads trailed late in both the games against the Prune Packers earlier this year at Monte Vista High School. Looking to come back and win again as the 2-2 misses inside to fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Ellis.
Another great at bat. Yeah, if he gets on base here, no matter how, you're feeling in an okay position. Brinder off, swinging a hot bat on deck. Matt King is due.
Just got to get on base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and out. Here's the payoff. Fastball inside ball 4, so the tying run is on first base.
Yeah, good speed with Ryan Ellis. A fantastic bat. Worked a couple really tough pitches on 1-2. Now he hands the bat to Brian Duroff, who already had 1 huge hit today. If he gets a fastball he likes, I would be worried if I was a Packers fan.
Second walk by Evasian. Second walk for Ryan Ellis. And a runner on, 1 out for the right fielder, Brian Duroff. Duroff, 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the 4th inning. A pop-up to the third baseman in foul ground and grounded out to the third baseman. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw down to second, not in time. Ryan Ellis steals second base. He's in scoring position. That's the tying run.
It's massive. You kind of knew Ellis was going. It feels like Dave Robertson, whatever that was, 04, when you knew he was pinch running, he was going on that first pitch, and still there's nothing Kimball Schuessler could do to get him at second.
Pitch missed high. It was a fastball to Brian Duroff. Favorable count in a favorable matchup. Here's the 1-0. It's under the glove of the third baseman, Peyton Schultz, into left field. Being waved around is Ryan Ellis. Here's the throw from Brett Auer. It's offline. We are tied.
An error under the glove of Schultz, an error by Brett Auer to the plate. It doesn't matter how they do it as long as they do it, and that's what the Cardiac Crawdads have done today. Coming back from down 4-0, this team wants that 1 seed.
It was a 4-0 game in the 3rd inning, and now in the 8th, it's 4-4. So Brian Duroff grounded that ball pretty weakly, just under the glove of Peyton Schultz, and into left field. The throw from Brett Auer way offline. That allows Duroff to move into scoring position. And that could be a huge error by Ivan Brett Auer as Matt King steps to the plate. 2 errors on the play, E5, E7. Matt King is due. Rounded out to the second baseman twice and struck out swinging. But it's a brand new ball game. First pitch to King. Curveball in there for a strike. A really good 12-6. 0-1.
Matt King is due. It's a professional at bat every time. I don't hate the first pitch take because the second pitch is going to rake.
Small leadoff second for Duroff. Here's the 0-1. Another curveball waved at and missed. 0-2. Back to that 12-6. This time went out of the zone and got a swing and a miss.
It didn't quite rake.
No. Good swing. I liked the intent. Going to have to work out of a pretty big hole here. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th inning with a run already home. Here's the 0-2 to King. Slider tapped back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Duro cuts it off, goes to first. It's low and dug out at first base. They're going to call him safe. An infield single for Matt King. And moving up 90 feet is Brian Duroff. Wow.
Have I ever mentioned how much I love George Kirkland?
Wow.
You'll take it. Doesn't matter how you do it. It looks like I thought he was safe. But a call that's usually going to the defense. Looks like this will be the day for Robert Ivasian.
A right-hander is making his way onto the mound. Ivasian leaves the go-ahead run on third base. Runners on the corners. It's 4-4 when we come back. Middle of the 8th inning, 4-4 tie, and the Prune Packers are going to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's Brian McBroom.
He has been nails this summer. In 13 games, has technically allowed an earned run, but I'm going to erase that because in his last game against the Mudcats, in the top of the 10th, there was a placed runner that ended up coming home, which is not an earned run. So he has not allowed an earned run. He is 1-1 with an 0.00 ERA in 13 innings, 17 innings pitched. 13 games, 17 innings pitched to save 17 strikeouts, just 2 walks and 8 hits. Crawdads might want to try to manufacture a run with runners on the corners and less than 2 outs.
Runners are on the corners. There's 1 out, and the Moon Man, Joey Donnelly, stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He's struck out and walked. He's also popped up in foul ground to the third baseman, Peyton Scholes, who has, in some ways or the other, allowed this inning to be where it is. McBroom will step off the back of the mound. This inning started with a strikeout of Griffin Harrison, walk of Ryan Ellis, the E5 and E7, Brian Duroff, Matt King infield single, and the first pitch to Donnelly. Misses in the dirt, 1-0.
I would not be super surprised to see the Crawdads patented double steal. They have 78 steals to just 15 caught stealing on the year, but McBroom works quick, and he's very quick out of the stretch.
1-0 from McBroom, fastball up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Last 4 games, or correction, this season, 24 stolen bases. They're swiping them. 2-0. Change-up, swung on and missed, 2-1.
McBroom got a little Nick Proctor in him. A little less slingshot, but comes from the same arm angle and still throws hard and throws strikes.
2 balls, a strike. Throw over to first, but back safely in a dive is Matt King. King on first, Duroff on third. Brian Duroff is the go-ahead run. 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 2-1 to Joey Donnelly. Fastball grounded right side. This could be enough. Duro has one play. It's the first, and the Crawdads take the lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th.
Hey, we'll take it. Joey Donnelly, the sacrificial lamb, but it doesn't matter. Now for the Crawdads with the runner on second. Yeah, there's 2 outs. Add on. Give some cushion to your bullpen.
Here's Tyson Pointer. Pointer is due. He's 0 for 3. He's popped up a couple of times, also a strikeout. Matt King moved to second on the 4-3 putout. 5-4 Crawdads lead. McBroom set at the belt. First pitch to Pointer. Fastball, chin music, 1-0.
Crawdads would love to make this a 2 or 3 run game. Sean Fitzpatrick looks like he's going out for his 6th inning of work. There is nothing going on in the Crawdads bullpen yet.
A lot of sitting on the grass. Here's the 1-0 from McBroom, a slider. A good slider in there for a strike, 1-1.
That might be the best single pitch I've seen all year. Front door slider on 1-0 to Tyson Pointer from that arm slot with that speed.
1-1 to Pointer. Another slider, check swing. They'll appeal and say he went around. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Don't feel great with a 1-run lead. Got to extend here.
2 runs in the inning for the Crawdads. They've taken a 5-4 lead. They're not done yet. King's on second base. Here's the 1-2 to Tyson Pointer. Backdoor slider taken, strike 3. As Room is able to make the catch for the first out in the 9th inning.
Massive out number 1. Peyton Schultz is still a great hitter, but Cam Nickens has been seeing the ball better than anyone today. Needed that first out.
Crawdads need to win out if they want to win first place in the CCL North. They have lost 2 straight coming into today. They have a 5-4 lead. It's Peyton Schultz with 1 away. Schultz is 0 for 3. First pitch misses up and away, 1-0. Packers 6-3 in 1-run games. 1-0. Fastball popped up, foul and out of play. That'll even it up 1-1.
And at least one of those was against the Crawdads when they walked it off.
Yeah.
Can't remember off the top of my head the score of the first game these 2 teams played.
5-2.
Close. Yeah.
And then there was a 4-5.
Correct. The walk-off by Joey Donnelly.
Yeah.
The Moon Man.
Joey Donnelly. 1-1 from Fitzpatrick to Scholes is a fastball hit pretty well left center field. Griffin Harrison going back. He'll have room. He reaches up. 2 down.
Big out number 1, followed by a big out number 2, and Kimball Schusler, the last hope.
Schusler, 1 for 3. He's singled. Actually, we're calling that an error. He's
Was
0
an
for
error.
3.
Yeah.
Line out, a pop up, and the last chance for the Prune Packers, who at one point in this game led 4-0. Fitzpatrick trying to complete his 6th inning of work. First pitch fastball, strike 1. Tying run at the plate in a 1-run game in the top of the 9th inning. 0-1 from Fitzpatrick. Is a fastball popped up right side. Going back is Azaplakuta. He will reach up. He makes the catch on the run, on the way back to make the catch. Crawdads were losing this game 4-0. They come back and score 5 unanswered runs to win 5-4. They snap a 2-game losing streak. What a game. Sean Fitzpatrick, undoubtedly player of the game today.
Hey, I'm speechless. That was the win of the year. This team is so much fun, and they want that 1 seed.
Sean Fitzpatrick works a 1-2-3 ninth to close out the Healdsburg Prune Packers, and the Crawdads win game 1 of the 3-game series. First pitch was 4:02. The ending is 6:20. That's 2 hours and 18 minutes time of game. The winning pitcher, Sean Fitzpatrick, incredible. The loser,
Ryan McBroom.
Ryan McBroom. Crawdads improve to 22-8 as the Healdsburg Prune Packers fall to 24-7. Me and Austin are going to go ahead and step aside. Justin DeHaas and Kobe Siegel will carry you the rest of the way. So thank you all for tuning in to Game 1 of this 3-game series. The Magic Show was splendid. So for Austin Oda, my name is Carson Mercier, signing off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walnut Creek Crawdads postgame show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas, alongside me, my co-host, Kobe Siegel, and we had a very good and fast game here at Monte Vista. 2 hours, 18 minutes, and a matchup between the two best teams. Crawdads come up on top, 5-4. But before we get into that, let's take a look around the CCL. So, this look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. The Sonoma Stompers and the Bay Area Admirals are tied 0-0 right now. Looks like that game is about to start soon. The Lincoln Potters are up 12-0 on the Solano Mudcats in the top of the fourth inning at Vanden High School. And then we look down south, and the Conejo Oaks are beating the Santa Barbara Foresters 7-5 in the bottom of the sixth inning. And the San Luis Obispo Blues and the Arroyo Seco Saints are tied 0-0 in the bottom of the second. And so we will get our player of the game interview shortly. I can almost guarantee you that is Sean Fitzpatrick. It would be shocking otherwise if it was not. But yeah, let's just talk about this game a little bit and how, I mean, Crawdads find more ways to come back, right? I mean, this wasn't as drastic of a comeback. You were only down 4-0 through 3 innings, but it's still another come-from-behind victory. That third inning looked a little rough in terms of defense. You had the Ryan Ellis error, which he never makes errors, so that's shocking. But hey, you chip away, and you're able to get it done. And speaking of our player of the game, we've got it right here. So your Crawdads Player of the Game is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop of all your favorite cards and collectibles, conveniently located just off the 4 freeway. Sean Fitzpatrick, first time on the postgame show.
Yeah.
Pleasure having you on here.
Thank y'all for having me.
All right. 6 innings today. I mean, I talked to you before about how when you went 4 innings, that was already a lot for you. I mean, was there any fatigue? Was there any, laboring at all, or was it just smooth sailing the whole way?
No, definitely. I was a little labored, probably by fifth or sixth inning, maybe. Definitely the last one I was laboring a little bit. Haven't extended that long in a while, but just kept fighting through it and competing, and we came out with the W.
Yeah, Sean, and even while you were laboring, you're still able to command your pitches well, especially your off speed. So, how exactly are you able to command your off speed?
Well, I just obviously just having confidence in it. I mean, it's a baseline. It's every pitch isn't going to be perfect. You're not going to throw every pitch exactly where you want it, but you still have to be competitive and know that if you execute whatever pitch you're throwing at that time or point, you're going to have success with it. So I just try and just compete, and whatever happens.
Yeah, and obviously you had success against a very good Healdsburg squad, and you win the first game, and as you well understand, this team needs to sweep the series if they want to get that number 1 seed. What do you guys need to do? What did you guys do today that you could replicate for these last couple games?
We just played hard, man. Throughout the whole game, Twan came out and gave us a good start. Quality start from him. We had some early miscues that led to them scoring a little bit, but offense stayed in it, and I was blessed to throw up some zeros for us, and we came out and stayed in the game, kept putting good swings on the ball, and we scored. And that's what this team does. We're going to hit the ball, and we're going to score runs. So as pitchers, you just got to know that, and you just keep competing, throwing up as many zeros as you can. We'll have a good chance to win that game.
Yeah, and Sean, you've witnessed firsthand on the mound today. In the 8th inning, you're pitching down 1, and then all of a sudden you're pitching close out the game. Just talk about the grit of this team, and I mean just in just how good they are coming back.
It's just so much fun. You never feel like we're out of a ball game ever. I always feel like we can come back and win, and I think that's what we all feel as a whole. We have such great chemistry that we just keep fighting until we break through. And it's really fun to watch, man. I just really enjoy it.
And last question here. We're in the last week of the regular season, but what has this summer been for you so far personally and just as a team-wise? What do you look back onto the summer as?
This summer has been amazing. Kind of lost a little bit of love for the game during the season back at college, but was able to come out here and get to have fun again playing baseball, and it's been amazing, and I'm so thankful for it.
Alrighty, well, Sean Fitzpatrick, pleasure having you on the show.
Forks up.
I love it. And so your Crawdads Player of the Game is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop of all your favorite cards and collectibles, conveniently located just off the 4 freeway. Well, I mean, I guess since he said it, we're good to go. Sean Fitzpatrick will be attending Arizona State University next year, so I am very excited about that. And going to try to get a feature story with him upcoming soon. But anyways, Sean Fitzpatrick, let's just talk about it. I mean, he threw a quality start in relief.
Yes.
I mean, just talk about his outing.
I mean, I've said it before, he is the Andrew Miller of this team, that kind of sidearm left who comes in any situation. He could start, he could come in the 5th, could come in the 9th, the 7th with bases loaded. I mean, he is just, I mean, he's been the best pitcher on this team, maybe the best pitcher in the CCL, even when he extends to 6 innings. Having only pitched 3 innings the entire season at Arkansas, he comes in here and really in the span of a month and a half is able to build himself up to 6 innings. And I mean, when you're playing this team, I mean, he said it's been, I mean, so fun, and it's just so fun to watch him. And I mean, he has just been one of the most fun pitchers I've ever watched.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's been a fun pleasure to watch him this whole summer, and yeah, the fact that I'm going to be seeing him a little bit more next year just gets me more and more excited. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, if there was any doubt, I mean, today just shows that, yeah, he's the best pitcher on this team. Like, I mean, 6 innings in relief is just unreal. I mean,
2 hits. I mean,
like we haven't even had that for a starter, you know?
No,
and for
no.
him to do that out of the pen, for a guy who I talked to him before, and he told me how, you know, he pitched 4 innings against the Potters a couple times, but he hadn't really done that since high school. And for him to go 6 innings against the Healdsburg and Prune Packers of all teams, just extremely impressive. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Fitz. Valerio looked solid through his 3 innings. He gave up 4 runs, but only 2 of them were earned. And I mean, like we kept on saying, Valerio is going to be another guy that is going to have to step up for his team. What did you see from him today?
Well, considering he sits around 84 miles an hour, he was really impressive today. That changeup, he throws it a lot. He can throw it in any count, and it is his best pitch. It was working early, but occasionally when they made contact with the fastball, we saw some balls hit really hard, and we saw a home run, obviously, by Cameron Nickens. But overall, I thought he was great. I mean, the air there in the 3rd inning, that was a little tough, but overall, he was really good. And you said this before the game, you don't need like an unbelievable start. You just need to keep the team in the game, and that is what Antoine Valerio did.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And talk about unbelievable starts. Look at Chris Stamos for first time through the lineup. Perfect through the first 3 innings. And then, I mean, was still able to go 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, couple walks, 5 strikeouts. Talked about before how experienced he is. He's like 23 years old, Cal product. And he gave up his first couple earned runs in the CCL. And he's easily one of the best pitchers in the California Collegiate League. I mean, what did you see from Stamos today?
Well, through those first 3 innings were some of those dominant 3 innings we've seen this season. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts against the Crawdads, and 3 infield pop-ups. So we get 4 strikeouts, 3 infield pop-ups. You're not hitting the ball hard. 7 easy outs, and Crawdads did not have a base runner. And in those 3 innings, Stamos had 6 balls total. So he was just pumping the strike zone, not allowing runners on base. But in the 4th, I think in the 4th and 5th, he started to labor a little, walked Ryan Ellis. Duroff had the hardest hit ball I've ever seen. And then just great execution by the Crawdads, though, in the 4th inning. Then Farfan chased him in the 5th, and then we know what happened from there.
Yeah, and I mean, the relief pitchers look good. Benbrook got a hold in his 2 innings of work. Ivazian was the one that got pinned with the loss, and I think the plan with him was the hope was, okay, he comes in 7th inning. He's a guy we've seen pitch in multiple innings. He started against the Crawdads before. Maybe he could get 3 innings and kind of close out this game, but that didn't happen. He only pitched 1 in the 3rd, allowed 2 runs. Only 1 of them were earned. McBroom came in relief of him, and he looked nasty. So, I mean, yeah, look, overall, the pitching was pretty good for the Prune Packers. I mean, Crawdads only had 4 hits, so pitching was excellent for both sides. 5 hits for the Prune Packers and 4 for the Crawdads. But, yeah, I mean, overall pitching was excellent. And, I mean, both lineups looked all right, but nothing overly spectacular. I mean, 5 and 4 runs respectively for these 2 potent offenses. Like, that's nothing for these teams. I mean, what did you see? Let's just talk about the Crawdads first. What did you see from the Crawdads lineup?
Well, the Crawdads had only 4 hits, and overall it wasn't a great offensive day, but they took advantage of their opportunities with runners in scoring possession. With runners in scoring position, they did not strike out. They executed really well, especially in that 8th inning. Joey Donnelly was on 1st and 3rd, just little dribbler to the right side, gets and he gets the run home for the lead. And Matt King just makes contact, dribbler to the second baseman. It turns into a base hit. And so, I mean, just all day, it was just fantastic execution. And earlier, Matt King in the 6th inning, Ryan Ellis on 3rd base, ground out, RBI. Just great execution.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about Ellis, Duroff, and King. Top 3 guys in your lineup, each of them get a hit. That's exactly what you want the top of your lineup to do, and that's what that they were able to do. And I mean, you look at the Packers too, and I mean, they also had a bunch of guys get hits, but no one in this game got multiple hits. So no one offensively was really dominating by any means. I mean, Nickens hit the home run, but I mean, beside that, it wasn't a couple other balls left the yard, but it just wasn't really much offense today. I mean, you got my final thoughts about how Healdsburg played on offense too?
Well, I think Healdsburg, there were a lot of fly balls throughout the game. Just couldn't get all of it. I mean, against Sean Fitzpatrick especially, it's really hard to square him up. But they did have a lot of fly balls. Maybe if the wind was blowing out, it's a little bit of a different story. But overall, they just were kind of just off today. The Crawdads, they only walked 1 batter, and Fitz 0 walks, Valerio only 1 walk. So, I mean, just that alone just speaks to, I mean, how good Valerio and Fitzpatrick were, not letting up pre-base runners.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you keep on saying this. It's a must sweep for the Crawdads if they want to get that number 1 seed. Well, step 1, win game 1. That's what they were able to do. And I think the key thing too is you only use 2 pitchers. I mean, you got Fitzpatrick, who was able to get you 6 innings. Clearly, he's not going to be available tomorrow because that is just a lot of work out of one man. But that means all hands on deck in Healdsburg tomorrow at Recreation Park, and so it should be a fun one, man. I don't think we know exactly who's starting that game for the Crawdads, so I guess you'll find out tomorrow like we will. But you got any final thoughts, Kobe?
Crawdads clinch at least a home playoff game with the win, and yep.
Oh, that's true.
It.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, now so no doubt they will at least be 2 seed, which in that case, like we said before, they would host Lincoln in a 2 versus 3 matchup, but they're not looking at that 2 seed.
No,
they're looking at that 1 seed. That's going to be
Give me
the
one.
goal. Exactly. Yeah. So don't settle for second place. They're going for it, and so They're going to look to achieve that tomorrow at Recreation Park. 6:35 first pitch, or 6:05 first pitch, somewhere in the 6 range. I'm looking at Austin right now, and he's checking for me. But it's going to be 6. It's a 6 o'clock start time. So thank you, Austin. And yeah, so check us out there on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. And from the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network, thank you again for listening to the Walnut Creek Crawdads postgame show. For my co-host, Kobe Siegel, I am Justin Haas. Thank you again for listening to our show.